Choose your destiny. Flawless victory. Get over. Choose your destiny. Flawless victory. Excellent. Cyrax. Sector. Smoke. Motaro. Jade. Kitana. Scorpion. Sub-Zero. Sonya. Jax. Marina. Johnny Cage. Raiden. Kung Lao. Reptile. Kabal. Down, Ermac, Shiva, Rain, Psylocke, Shao Kahn. Choose your destiny. Flawless.
Third edition of the CSO Cup. My name is Tavo, and with me is the wonderful Linglet. How are you doing?
Yo, I'm good, thanks, and yourself, Tava?
Nice, I'm great. I'm great if I look at our bracket and see amazing players signed up today. I'm really happy for this. Can we, do we have the bracket on the screen already?
I'll get the bracket up for you in 2 seconds. Give me 2 seconds and it will be live for you. Here we go. There's the bracket.
Wonderful. And we have, for the big hitters, it is for Yumi, Goblin, Brodok, Nikorek, Botvinnik, and Cuckoo. So we have quite a good score of over 6k players, and even some DreamHack experienced players as well.
Yeah. I mean, I'm pretty excited for this CSO Cup 33.
Amazing stuff. And we should also be just ready in just a moment of the first game.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a short while since I've been on a CSO stream, so I'm quite happy to be back. And yeah, ready to kick off the CSO Cup. We've got some really good players in this week, so looking forward to some really good games, some familiar names as well. So,
Hell yeah. And we can only say that we will head up in just a second with Goblin versus Rudder, one of the higher end matchups in the first round for sure. And I would say that we just bump up a prediction for this, shall we? Let me start this.
Yeah, I mean, we're just waiting for players right now to veto. I think the vetoes have been completed.
There it is. Oh yeah, and we will start on 2000 atmosphere. That's a shame. Of course, we use the current ladder maps. Par Beckett, that is. So we just use the same ladder pool that, for example, Home Story Cup is doing, or the replacement ESL Cup on Monday did. So we will have 2K and Blackburn for the old maps, and filling in will be the new maps. Oh god, can I name them all? It is Pride of Altaras. It is Curious Minds. It is Hardwire. It is Glittering Ashes. And one more I can think
Oh,
of.
I don't know. Now that you mentioned all of those, I have absolutely no idea what the last one is. Um,
Yeah, just spit them out to you. So,
Hardwire is an old map though. I mean, I believe the Hardwire is the pretty much the one of the old maps where we had you could put 2 tanks on the
yeah, on the
Reaper
left
jump
and
up spot. Yeah.
yeah. It is Berlingrad, by the way.
But,
Last map
that's the
called.
one. Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah,
So
I mean,
it
do
is-
you wanna introduce our players?
Oh yeah. In the bottom left, representing Team Roddy, is the Blue Protoss player Goblin.
And in the top right, playing for Team Star, it is the Red Terran player Bratok.
Good stuff.
Yeah, I mean, a TVP to kick us off this fun Saturday afternoons here in the EU. So
Yeah.
pretty excited. And
Like a battle of the generations, really, is it? It's like Bratok is like one of the old school players. I think one of the day one StarCraft 2 pros. On the other side, Goblin, who, although he has not quite had the success, he was coming up with like Clem and Rayner at the same age.
yeah, I mean,
I think there was
go.
okay. I think they're like same age. I remember like a Rotterdam tournament, which was called like My Sweet 16, when all these players, these 3 were 16, and they like I played a round robin or something.
Mm-hmm.
So there's quite a new school player, and I can say both of these players have a rather individual playstyle as well. So we will see some form of macro game, I'm sure, but I don't really expect like standard of these two.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of feel bad for players like Goblin when, they're really not bad players. Oh, he loses the first probe here to the Marine that pops out. It's Marine first for Bratok, but I mean, I kind of feel bad when there's really, really good players like Goblin, and then they just get overshadowed by the likes of like Clem and the upcoming players. When I mean, these players themselves aren't bad at all. Like, they're really so good, but you just get players like Clem and stuff that overshadow them. And
Yeah, for sure.
yeah, I mean,
And-
these players are definitely someone to be respected on the ladder. There's a reason why they like quite high up there.
100%.
Yeah, I mean,
Not only on ladder, I think these players make it into the DreamHacks Europe regularly as well. I think Goblin didn't quite make it out this time, but I think they have been playing for most of the time. And of course, we see the trademark tech building of Goblin, the Stargate, being built on the
Yeah.
main base, going double stalker.
yeah, what do you think is going to come out of that Stargate? Do you think it's going to be, I mean, based on the placement back home, do you think it's just going to be a straight Oracle, just a standard little Oracle opener?
Yeah, that could be for sure. I much rather. Oh, it is an Oracle. All right. I want to say Phoenix because if we take a look at the beautiful Team Rotti team logo,
Yeah.
it is the Phoenix. And it is really what Rotti and Goblin are known for.
Yeah, I mean, I like the position of Bratok's Marines at the top. They're getting quite a bit of damage on those Stalkers, although it was only shields that went down. It was good position there, and if Goblin hadn't been, Goblin hadn't been paying attention, he could have easily lost the Stalker there. But both players looking to
Goblin could be in some sort of trouble because there's nothing at home. Oracle on the other side of the map, and so are 2 Stalkers and 5 Marines arrive here.
Yeah, I wonder how many probes they're going to get. I mean, these probes are evacuating to a non-existent third base, and these Marines are just going to give chase. You think Goblin's got enough energy to recall these probes home?
That could be. He just sends the Stalkers back though. And the Marines are still on the hunt. God
Yeah, I
damn
mean,
it.
yeah, they're still hunting. I mean, 3 workers go down on both sides, and these Marines are unable to catch these probes out in the middle of the
Yeah.
map. But
Goblin just out of moving him.
wow.
500 IQ plays.
I mean, that's a lot of lost mining time though on the side of Goblin. Even though he's up
Yeah.
12 workers, they haven't actually been doing anything for in the last 10-15 seconds.
That is absolutely true. And Goblin will follow up with a Twilight Council, which I would just want to say he stopped pro production, but he's unfortunately supply blocked. So that might have more to do with it. I was smelling an all in, but there's the third base, so
Yeah.
probably just going into like either charge or blink, I would assume is the first one. Yeah, it is blink, I assume so. Just a safe build to get himself up into a macro game.
I mean, these 3 oracles of Goblin are going to spot this Terran army moving out here. I mean, that's on Goblin's side of the map already, so he sort of gets an early warning that Bratok's trying to put a bit of pressure on you. He's got a Liberator with this army. So,
Goblin, no blink done, and he's only on 2 gateways, so this is quite feisty. And man, Braddock is really determined to make something happen with his push, even going for turrets in the front.
yeah, I mean, he's definitely looking to set up a bit of a contain here between the natural and the third base of Goblin. So, Bratok trying to put a bit of pressure on here. I mean, if we look at the units tab, there's 7 Stalkers, 3 Oracles on the side of Goblin against the 2 tanks, Liberator, and 21 Marines here. So,
Yeah.
It's-
And like, there's gonna be a problem until Blink is finished. And I really like the batteries here, and I really like the decision also for Braddock to destroy the battery on the third base.
yeah.
So this will be a possible open target. Man, these Vikings hunting these oracles down.
Yeah, I mean, one of these oracles down to maybe like 1 or 2 hit points, but the fact of the matter is those oracles are still alive and they can put quite a bit of damage onto these bio units, but the zoning of these tanks is just so good, and I think this third base of Goblins is going to go down, and
Probably, yeah. There's not much he can do about it.
there's still no blink 10 seconds out here, and there's really not much that Goblin can do to stop Bratok from killing this base, so
Yeah.
right now 2 base against 2 base, and I
Well,
kind of...
I like Goblin's reaction though. Going must gateway and charge behind of this.
Yeah.
The thing is, he has to survive until he can warp in these waves of chargelots.
Yeah, I mean, these gates are about to finish up, and then they still have to upgrade to warp gates. So, the zoning of these tanks here from Bratok really really doing quite a bit of damage. On the other side of the map here, though, these 3 oracles are going to move in here, and I wonder how many SCVs they're going to pick up here. It's only 3 that went down, so unfortunately, looks like they're going to start picking away at a few structures.
Yeah.
But I think the main fight is here on the front lines, where Bratok really has a good contain here.
Yeah, and the Forge will be killed before +1 dies instead, so all goes amiss until now for Goblin. I'm not sure if he will find a way to wiggle himself out of this. It's gonna be hard.
I mean, a couple of these Vikings landing just to get a bit of DPS onto these Stalkers, and Goblin really can't do much here. He can't really push down the ramp. He's going to blink into the mineral line here just to try and protect a bit of things, but I honestly think Bratok's got this one. The 3 tanks, the Vikings that are landed, extra DPS on the ground.
Yeah. And it does not look like if Goblin will ever be able to break this containment, even that he is down to just a single base.
Yeah, he's pulling a couple probes into this space. I mean, there's oracles flying into the natural and stuff, but these
I mean,
probes are...
he will get the cleanup, but Bratok already adding +1, adding additional barracks, and mentioned out he's 15 workers ahead at this point. Or there's still a tank in the backline somewhere, no?
There was a tank. He seemed to have cleared it up. I think the Zealots got it, but I mean, Goblin did sacrifice his oracles on the other side of the map, trying to get some economic damage done. But Bratok right now is in such a good position. I'd like to throw him. Like to see him throw down a bit more tech. Maybe get double. Oh, PP gets called. I'd like to see Bratok get double Evo engineering base and just start. You know, when you're ahead, get further ahead. Make sure you've got the upgrade lead. He's got, 18 worker advantage at the moment. No, sorry, he's got a 22 worker advantage at the moment. So I'd like to see
Yeah.
Bratok get more ahead.
He doesn't. Yeah, I agree necessarily, but he has a third base already, and he lacks the gas currently to just go further and upgrade. It's like he wants stim more important than any other upgrade right now. And if I had to decide, I just assume that he tries to go stim and then for +1 stim timing, and there's no way in hell that Goblin
Yeah,
holds this.
yeah. I mean, I think if Bratok literally just produced everything he could possibly produce and went across the map, I mean,
Yeah.
Goblin sacrificed those 3 oracles, and possibly those 3 oracles were his key back into the game to do enough economic damage to slow the Terran down. But right now
Yeah.
he's got 5 blink stalkers at the front, and yeah, it's a tank on the high ground. There's a couple of tanks here that are just gonna push Goblin stalkers away. And I mean, kudos to Goblin for staying in this game.
Yeah,
I mean, Starstorm's on the way, and if there's an upgrade that can do enough damage to maybe swing the game in the favor of the Protoss, it might be Psystorm. But
especially because Braddock only has 1 tech lab. Like, of course, he has more barracks in the building, so
yeah,
might be changed it. But Marines are really brittle and are really weak against Psystorm, right? So
yeah,
I still believe, like, Braddock is on 50 workers. He takes his third now. Like, I don't think there should be
triple
a way.
orbital 50 workers. I mean, like I say, kudos to Goblin for staying in here, because I mean, he's a really good player, and I'm sure he's brought games back from a worse deficit than this. But we get
It
to
was just really unfortunate. Like, this game was lost in the early game, I think, when he moved out and the Marines had just free reign in his next row.
yeah, I think that was actually a good point. This hallucinated Phoenix is going to see the army of Bratok moving out, but these 3 stalkers are just going to be a good blink away, and I mean only 1 stalker goes down, but
Oh, by the way, oh my god, I didn't even see that.
yeah, I mean that was a
The Viking harass gets
Yeah.
11 workers, and it's
11.
not that Goblin has.
yeah. There's also a little bit of Liberator harass in the main, as yeah, Bratok's doing a really good job of keeping Goblin pinned back, and the supply difference is 90 or 80 something at the moment, and
We
Yeah.
can do the caster thing right here and try to hype this up, but there should be no way
yeah.
Goblin ever wins this.
Unfortunately, I mean, look at Bratok just rallying across the map, and like I
Yeah.
said, the supply difference is at 90, and that's
Yeah.
really.
As long as he keeps leapfrogging the tanks, there's nothing that really can hurt him. Even if there's Storm, tanks outrange all the splash damage option that Protoss has, so...
Yeah, so I mean,
like this,
even
it's
just.
always like... it's
Yeah.
like it's so funny when Storms he has,
Yeah,
though.
I mean, Bratok's literally just like, okay, we'll storm me, because eventually you're going to run out of storms and I'm going to have too much. He's up to
Yeah.
triple orbital. Supply difference is
there's
at 80 at the
there's
moment.
always one more Storm, though. All the mines coming up, though, all the tanks coming up as well, and I think the supply difference is just too much for Goblin. Has to GG out, and Braddock takes game 1 of this series.
Yeah, I mean,
Series.
well done to Bratok. He really did a good job of doing enough damage there. I mean, both players moved out at the same time, and I think Bratok just got a lot more damage done than Goblin did. So, yeah, good on him, man. It was a pretty good game 1 in this best of 3. So, looking forward to what game 2 is going to have for us.
Hell yeah. Of course, this is a bit misleading. Of course, in the end, it looked like Goblin didn't stand a chance, but this game was lost in the early game, I'm pretty sure. And of course, just Pride of Altaris.
That's something new. The artwork sort of makes me think of a bit of a romanticized vibe, and
It is like I was watching Euthermal stream this week, and he of course played like everyone else first time on the new maps, and he was like, "This map looks like Jagannatha and Romanticide together."
yeah, that's what I thought. The first time I'd seen it, I was like, this actually looks like very familiar.
I mean, it's the tile set mostly. Like, it's this romanticized Eternal Empire,
Yeah.
Jagannatha type tile set.
Yeah.
It is also the only map in the map pool that has 4 layers, I think, from the main base to just the bottom in the green.
1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, yeah, you're right. There's
Yeah. So this is one of the new map making features. This wouldn't be possible before the last great patch we had in. Was it 1.5 years ago? Something like that. It's been a while.
Yeah, I mean, I'm actually so happy that we have a new map pool because I was getting a little concerned personally at how long it had taken Blizzard to release a new maps, but I'm really glad that they've released something, and here we are. I mean,
It
proud
was
of
about time.
Altaris.
It was about time. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, do you want to go ahead and introduce our players?
Hell yeah. Top left, we have the blue Protoss Fire now fighting for survival in this tournament already. It is Team Roddy's Goblin.
And in the bottom right hand corner, up 1-0 with the red Terran SCVs, playing for Team Star, it's Bratok.
Amazing.
Yeah, I mean, this map really gives me the romanticide vibes. It really does give me the romanticide vibes, and I'm really looking forward to seeing how these maps play out in terms of the later game. I mean, there's what
you know what romanticide means in TVP usually?
No.
It's 4-gate blink.
Really
strong.
So honestly, in my head, I was like, blink. It tastes like blink. If it tastes like blink and smells like blink, it probably is a blink.
I mean, we can just take a look at like the natural and the ramp, and then go up to the. Yeah, on this side doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
And then go up to the Reaper ledge on the main base.
Yeah.
And we can just see how much ground there is to cover and how much space there is to blink in with stalkers, right?
Yeah.
It's really difficult to. What you usually do against 4-gate blink is you bunker down with bunkers and on the high ground and on the natural and tanks behind us, but that's gonna be hard to cover all this.
Yeah, it's a big surface area to cover.
But we will see. Also, like, I don't know, it's quite a large map, which would be a bit better for Protoss generally, if you can secure more bases rather easily. It really helps. But we will see. These are all new maps, and of course it's all on the way of still figuring it out.
Yeah, I mean, there's still the teething issues that have to go around, and I mean, it's 9 mineral patches per side, so if you split the map in half, it would be 9 mineral patches per side, and
18 bases is like just mental.
That's mental, and so I'm really hoping we get some split map scenarios. I don't think it'll be exactly diagonal, even though that's how the map's been laid out. Split map scenarios, I sort of envision being a west to east sort of split, or a north-south split. I don't really see it being a completely diagonal split.
This could really be. I think if we look at like the further outmost bases, these look really hard to hold.
Yeah,
there's so much space around them.
Such big entrances. I mean, they're not little ramps going up into. Even though there are ramps, which make it a bit easier to hold, they aren't little ramps going up into these new bases. So, I mean, once again for this map, we've got an Oracle opener. We've got an Oracle opener here on the side of Goblin, as there's
once again
five Marines and a Hellion.
Sure he's gonna have a Stalkers at home. Yeah,
I mean,
after the Hellion as well. And Stalkers shouldn't have too much problems dealing with this.
Yeah,
it's just important that you don't eat too much splash damage on the probes. But
I do like this pull from Goblin. Goblin sort of saying, well, I mean, if you're gonna come up here, you have to go up the ramp, and he's gonna hunt for a couple probe kills, but there's not too much that Bratok can get done.
Yeah, losing a Stalker this time, and we see. Ooh, almost. Almost. It gets a little bit dicey. Viking is in position as well to deal with the Oracle, so no much potential for aggressive.
Yeah. I mean, the second Oracle is going to pair up with the first one here, and that's going to give Goblin the one-shot potential on these SCVs. So let's see if... I mean, that Viking stays at home. He's here on the south side of the map, but Goblin's going east.
Also, Also note that we have tank and liberators already in production, so I would assume that Braddock tries to go for the same kind of aggression that he did in the first game.
Yeah.
Ooh, and these not enough Marines to fight this.
Yeah.
Gets a Mule, gets 2 SCVs, that's really big.
Yeah, I mean that's 5 Marines already on these 2 Oracles, and a third one's gonna meet up with them. Yeah, he has a third one meeting up with these 2. So, I mean the one-shot potential on the workers really gets a bit dangerous now. Yeah, well, I mean there's a revelation on the Viking,
And
so Goblin keeps
another
track of that.
Another thing to note as well is that Goblin didn't delay his third base in this time and went up to 3 gates right away, just as a triple forge. This has to be a mistake, no?
Wow, I mean.
I mean, it's possible, but
a
like nobody really makes it work.
Yeah,
probably.
there's a forge in the natural and 2 forges in the main. I mean,
I think that's a mistake.
yeah, I also think
can't
that's a
imagine.
mistake. I mean, the shield upgrades really make such a huge difference on the interceptors in the carrier. So if you're going extreme late game, like the shield upgrades really make a difference then. But until then, you really shouldn't be going triple forge. And these 2 forges finish up, and yeah, he's cancelled the one in the natural. I think he
Yeah.
realized his mistake there. So there's going to be double forge and blink on the way on the side of Goblin.
Good job, Gobo, realizing that. Man, like double forge and having a lot of gateways early on. Yeah, now goes into Phoenix production. Yeah, that's what I wanted to see. So, pretty sure after Blink we will see charged and once again, and Goblin just tries to be aggressive.
Yeah, I mean 1-1 on the way here for Goblin as Bratox adding on 2 extra reactors here. His tech on Bratox side, there's no engineering bay just yet, and there's no there's an
one
engineering
finishing
bay,
up right now.
but
Yeah,
combat shields and stim is only finishing up now at the 6.5 minute mark. So I really think Goblin's in a pretty good situation. He has up to 3 bases. He's ahead 12 workers, and yeah.
I think it's just Braddock tried to go for the same build as last game, but then Goblin handled it so much better with like the early Marine Hellion aggression, and also doing a lot of like it didn't look like it because he didn't kill a ton of workers, right? But he killed so many Marines that you can't really push anymore because you need these Marines to set up your tanks probably, to get up your Liberators in position, and if these siege units aren't sieged. Look at these stasis, by the way. They're so dirty.
So good. Like, it's so good. And what's crazy
He tries to force the stalkers away, he will just be trapped there, pretty sure.
Yeah, and I mean, that's not something you really want to do. Bratox did pretty desperate to get 7 minutes in, and he's pretty desperate to get this third base online, but yeah, he has. Oh, that's such a filthy stasis ward.
Now he can take even better trades against the bio.
Yeah.
And we can even try off to pick a tank. There it is.
Tank's done, yeah.
And this setup is just beautiful from Goblin.
Yeah, Goblin's actually done a really good job. Yeah, I mean, there's 2 Vikings in the natural base of Goblin. That's picked up 5 workers, but the real fight's happening here on the Bratox third base. Bratok seems to have dealt with it. He's set up this third base. It's semi-established with a little bit of tank fire coverage, but yeah, I think Goblin's got a little bit of an advantage here. He's up 10 workers, and mules are great and everything, but I had a look at the units tab, and Bratok opened with the Liberator, if you remember. He was going for the same build as last time, and he actually cancelled that Liberator to go into 2 extra Vikings, which he sacrificed for.
Oh.
So,
but that's what we see. That was like the exact moment where Braddock just like he cancelled his plans. I think he used a lot of excess minerals he had to. Oh man, I really like this blink in as well. This is so annoying. You can blink in there as well. That bio on the chase though.
Go. Bio on the chase, and
can he blink down there?
Yeah, he can.
Oh,
That's
so cute.
Yeah,
they
that's
making straight up making use of all the layers of this map right away.
It's so good. It's so good to see that players like us, even though they're new maps and everything, they are definitely making use of.
And all these stasis. This is like map vision as well. Like I really like how Goblin keeps using the Oracle, and there it is.
Yeah, it's so good, man. It's actually so good. And he's well aware that this Terran army is now moving out. There's a scouting zealot now in the middle of the map, and that's actually going to give him an early warning that Bratok's moving across the map, and we're going to see if Bratok can. This 4th base is up now, and we'll see if Bratok can actually put in a big siege, big warp in a zealot. So I think Goblin's in a good position right now. Let's have a look at the
and also
if
we take a look at the upgrade, we see already that like
charge blink in 1-1.
Yeah, like Braddock changing plans midway,
Yeah.
messed up his build order. Like, he had a decently fast third command center still, but like his upgrades are just too late. His infrastructure wasn't really there as well.
Yeah.
So we see all of this coming into fruition
I
right
mean,
now.
plus one Armor's about to finish now, and that's so far behind.
Yeah, and Goblin's 2-2 is gonna finish before that even.
Yeah, so I mean,
That's crazy.
Goblin's in such a good position, and yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
there's only 2 tanks with this army, so there's not a lot of splash damage, but I think Bratok's in a good position at the moment.
He is, but he is not really threatening anything. Like, the Bio can go in, sure, but
Yeah, there we go.
no way does Bio can fight against like 2-2 gateway units.
Yeah, I mean, those force fields were so good at zoning off a bit of that army, and you can actually see how, even though the Goblin's down some army supply, he's I actually think he's in a pretty much a decent position here.
Yeah, 100%.
Uh,
Ooh, there's the storms as well dropping
yeah.
out of the... Damn it.
Yeah, I mean, this is a good cleanup here from Goblin, and yeah, he's up to 4 bases, even though this is a good cleanup. Both players up pretty much even supply here, 1-on-1, and yeah, Goblin's going to push across the map here, but I really think Bratok's going to have enough at home. He's investing into some Widow Mines here at the moment, so if these Widow Mines burrow at the top of the ramp and they get some good splash damage out, there we go. I think Goblin saw them burrowing and doesn't want to eat too much splash. It's going to be a bit of a revelation, and
The thing is with even army supply in Protoss vs Terran is oftentimes that... Ooh, I think there was a mine drop or something.
no, it was a solid. Yeah, there's a mine drop. There was a scan there by Bratok to see if that third base was pretty saturated, and yeah, I don't know if he expected Goblin to take the triangle base, but he scanned that thinking maybe that is the fourth base. There's no saturation there. Those probes seem to have been rallied onto the extractor, and he gets a scan here from Bratok. He's going to push Goblin back onto his side of the map.
Yeah, and this becomes a quite even game now, to be fair. Goblin with a... Like, I think if... The thing what you really want as Protoss now is you want to get all your types of splash damage shots. You want Templars, you want like Storm with that, you want Colossi, and you want Disruptors after that. And as you get to this army, it's getting really hard for the Terran, but there should be a timing now, especially because Braddock has Ghosts out already. I think if he pushes with... Like, his 2-2 is not on par, so just with 2-1, I guess, in this case.
Yeah, I mean, that's
There's definitely a timing here.
Enhanced Shockwaves is on the way here for the Ghost, so I mean, Brattok is definitely taking into that sort of late game army where you know, you really want to be taking out those expensive splash damage units. So
I want to see a couple shield batteries more though by Goblin.
Yeah,
like this is quite worrisome because he knows he kind of just has to survive because he will have the better army in time.
Yeah,
when he engages before external lance is finished as well.
Yeah, so I mean, this is actually quite a favorable trade here for Brattok, but Goblin's actually, I think, just has too much army supply, and so he's going to push Brattok all the way home. Both players going up to 4 bases. Brattok's taking their 4th base, where I'd like to see Goblin go up 1 base. You really want to see Protoss 1 base ahead of Terran in the meta at the moment, so I'd like to see Goblin take another base. He's pretty focused on attacking at the moment, and I mean, I can't fault him for that, but to get up a base and be safe in the later game.
Ooh, this was a fat EMP there as well.
Yeah.
Captured a lot of the Archons and most of the army as well. The Marauder count is really healthy in Braddock's army, is what is even in this game right now, and it's just not enough upgrade advantage coming through. Goblin attacking with his 3-3 and making it so that this series is tied up.
Yeah, I mean, I was looking at that and I saw a couple of STVs getting pulled into there, and Brattok, I think he might have overextended in the middle of the map there when they had that little bit of an exchange where they were even on supply, and there were only 2 Colossus involved there. Once the 3rd Colossus got involved, it was just a bit too much for Brattok. He might have lost a few too many units in the middle of the map. Actually, now that I think of it, there weren't really any tanks to do some sort of splash damage on the side of Brattok, and Goblin evens up the series, and we're going to a game 3 here, which I'm quite thankful for. Yeah, I was just thinking about it.
Hell yeah, I love to. After this, I love to see.
Yeah, Berlingrad's going to be our 3rd map, and Yeah, I said I would have liked to have seen Goblin go up to 4 bases and sort of establish himself going into the long game, but obviously
Yeah.
Goblin thought he had enough, and what he was just going to do was go ahead and kill Brattok, and I mean,
Yeah, I think
it
it's
worked.
not it's with this style. If you go mass gateway units and like just good upgrades, I think it's way more reasonable to just be on even basis and taking the game from there.
You think even bases is okay? I suppose.
It's okay. Like it's still good for the Terran, but generally it's still all right for the Protoss. Like
Yeah, I
it's
mean,
still like it depends a bit on the army compositions and
and
stuff, but
Goblin was ahead on upgrades, so
yeah.
I mean, you really can't fault him for saying, okay, well, we on even upgrades and you're a little bit behind, so yeah,
Yeah.
let's go even bases. You're ahead on upgrades. You sort of have to push the envelope, as they say.
Yeah. And I'm quite uh, I don't know how to say it. I'm just happy to see that we are on a new map once again,
Yeah.
spawning in the top left of Berlingrad. As the Blue Protoss player from Team Roddy, it is Goblin. Forgot the name there for a second.
And in the bottom right hand corner, playing for Team Star, once again, it is Brattok. Yeah, I mean, like you said, I'm really happy to see another new map here. We got an old map for the first one, and after that, it's been new one. So, players aren't too fixated on the only 2 old maps there were in the pool. And looks like
I
Goblin's
mean, to be
trying to
fair,
do something cheeky, yeah.
one of the that could be, could be. I mean, to be fair, one of these maps is Blackburn, which is not really loved by most, and the other one is 2K, which I believe like most pros and every races in general are fine with. So I'm just thinking it's all right. I think he tried to bypass something then. Let's go timing. Maybe he tries to fake like his proxy as well. Like this is a weird.
Ooh, and he loses the bro.
That's actually nice. So he didn't see the Marine, which would be quite nice. I mean, Braddock played Marine first into Reactor most
Yeah.
of the series, so Goblin shouldn't be surprised.
I mean, if Brattok went Reaper first, knowing there was going to be absolutely nothing out of Goblin, what do you think that does for the game 3? And does that hurt the Terran too much? Do you know what I mean? If Brattok had opened up with the Reaper and tried to do a bit of economic damage or just like force some extra APM out of Goblin, do you think that's such a bad thing rather than opening Reaper first? Marine first, sorry. Because that
I'm
never
not too
happens.
sure,
I never actually see
yeah.
that. But the first unit I see out of Goblin is an Adept, which I suppose sort of preempts the Reaper moving across the map. But like you said, he didn't see it was Marine
Usually,
first. Yeah.
I mean, it's just you go. I think like adepts are a little bit less gas, so you mostly go adept to if you want to go Stargate.
It's the first Adept
Um,
opener of this series, So
Yeah, it was Stalker before, and now it's adept.
yeah.
That's interesting in and of itself. It is a 3-Rex this time though by Braddock, which is quite interesting. And especially against Stargate, there's some nice timings you can hit with 3-Rex, and it's just in general like a really safe build. I think, like, this is rather nice from Braddock though, because like he opens up the same way in both series, like with someone we Terrans called the Braddock build as well, and it's just either you go just reactor expand into 6 Marines and send them across the map with like
Yeah.
variable amounts of Hellions, or you go Reaper into reactor and then it's 5 Marines, which is also really good because Marines build quicker than Reapers, so you want the Marine out to deal with the probe harass
Okay.
in the front, so
Okay,
your probe can't
alright.
the probe can't pick off the delay your command center for longer, or even pick up the SCV that is building the command center.
Okay.
or stuff
Makes
like
sense.
that.
Proper makes sense. I mean, we're gonna see
Ooh,
Goblin going into a
gosh.
really early charge as Stim and Combat Shields are about halfway done.
Yeah. I actually quite like this because Phoenix charge lots should keep you safe against most things, especially because Braddock showed that he wants to be pushing with a lot of Marines. So
Yeah.
like I really like the mind games in the series, to be honest, or in this third map especially, because Braddock showed he's ready to push with Liberators and. Ooh, I really like this. That Goblin is denying this.
Yeah, I mean, I never noticed. Like we said, this is one of the new maps. So I never noticed that these were 5 mineral walls at the bottom of this, leading up into the natural. So I like the fact that Bratok's trying to open that up, and Goblins actually said, actually, you won't open that up.
Yeah.
I can stop you from doing that.
Yeah, and what I was trying to allude to is that Braddock showed he wanted to push with tanks and Liberators, against which charge lots and Phoenix are perfect to hold this.
Yeah,
In. You can
yeah,
lift
yeah.
the tanks and you can engage with the charge lots. The Phoenix can also deal with the Liberators as well, so
Liberators,
you
correct, yeah.
can break the sieges earlier. But I think against 3 Rex this is not as good of a build. But Braddock doesn't move out actually, and Goblin manages to pin him back a little bit with these Phoenixes. Just picks off an SUV here and there.
Yeah, oh, these
There's
Phoenix are
more-
gonna fly into these Marines, and oh, that's gonna be one dead Phoenix, and luckily the Phoenix are a bit faster than the Marines and stuff, so they get away with only 1 dead Phoenix. But 27 Marines on the map at the moment. Oh, a couple
Yeah,
shots.
this is really dangerous for the Phoenix player. These many
This many.
Marines on the way.
I mean, I like the fact that Goblin's trying to pick off SCVs here and there wherever he can, but now the ground army of Goblins sort of going to meet up with these Marines, and oh, a good force field there to zone off a bit of these Marines. I think Goblin's taking a favorable engagement here.
I'm not too sure about this.
Oh, he
because
loses a sentry, which is
this is essential. Yeah,
quite
that's a lot of gas.
yeah, it's quite pricey over there. But I really didn't mind that engagement there for Goblin. Like, yeah, it looked like he lost quite a bit, but those force fields actually cut that bio army quite down. I mean, if you look at the main base here, Bratok's up to 5 racks here with 2 reactors
Yeah.
and 3 tech labs, so he really should
This
be
is,
quite ahead in terms of arming supply at the moment. But
I mean, this is quite all in. We have to acknowledge that. Like, no,
Yeah,
usually you go fifth and fourth barracks after third command center, and
yeah, I mean, he's really only at 2 CCs at the moment, so
Yeah.
Bratok's really he's trying to get as many units as possible, and that's why I think Goblin did a good job of picking off what he did in the middle of the map there, because maybe he realizes that with these Phoenix he sort of gets a good view of what's going on in the main base here of Bratok, and he sees there's no third CC, so
yeah,
he should know that
100%.
he wants to do a bit of pressure here. So
The only thing I don't like is the lack of splash damage for Goblin. Otherwise, I think he handled it quite nice.
Yeah.
Adding additional, only going to up to a third base, adding additional gateways.
yeah, and
I
there's
don't like the lack of batteries once again,
yeah,
though.
I was about to say that there's no batteries and there's absolutely no splash damage here on the side of Goblin. There's only
think
one
you have-
robo down, and there's an immortal on the way out, and
I
yeah,
think you have to evacuate the space, though. Oh, you have to
100%.
fight for it right now.
100%.
But so much bio, though.
Yeah, no,
Oh, God, I
100%.
think all the Phoenixes might die. All the chargers went down as well, and
Yeah, and
the ground army is quite terrible.
even though it looks a little bit stimmed here, but the Goblin's making a good decision here to evacuate this base, as yeah, it's gonna be a free pick-off here.
Oh, yeah, I
For
like picking
Bratok.
off the medivacs.
It was close. I mean, this one medevac sitting on 6 HP.
And
What
I
are this?
think now Braddock can decide to just go home as well.
Yeah, these Phoenix. Oh, there we go. These Phoenix just doing a little bit of extra damage on these medevacs, and 81 army supply to 57. Who do you think's got it over here?
This looks really, really dangerous for the Croatian Protoss player.
I mean,
I think this looks.
she'll battery overcharge is one hell of a drug, and there we go. It gets activated. So
Yeah, but like there's a Marauder hit squad on the top, only focusing down these few
Ah,
batteries,
oof.
and there's just so many
we
Marines
go.
left with Stimmen +1
yeah,
or 1-1. Their damage output is just insane.
yeah. GG gets
And then
pulled, and
Braddock takes the serious.
yeah, which I mean is pretty good. We knew a couple minutes ago that Bratok was kind of all in on us, so we sort of predicted that he was going to put a lot of pressure. And like I said, Goblin did a good job at whittling down as much bio as he could. But as you said, there was just no shield batteries there. There was nothing to sort of solidify Goblin in the defense to say, well, this is my third base. I know I'm ahead. Let me try to stay ahead. Instead, his robo facility was on the third base, and Bratta quite quickly shut that down. No Colossus popping out of there. There was just no splash. What do you think of that? Just no splash on the side of Goblin.
Well, yeah. And with that, we're gonna throw you into a quick break, and then we will return after that with one of the two semifinals. We don't quite know which one, but stay tuned.
I am the swarm. Armies will be shattered. Worlds will burn. Now at last, on this world, vengeance shall be mine. For I am the Queen of Blades.
The swarm brought ruin to our world. Our proud people became refugees. And yet, they could not shatter our unity. For we are bound by the Kala, the sacred union of our every thought and emotion. Today, we retake our homeworld. And with it, our legacy.
Are just about ready to start with the first semifinal. Might take a couple minutes. Players are currently still in the veto process, or I'm just taking a short break probably. But we will have a lobby up and running. Just a second. Yeah, it's Daunted say in chat, don't forget to stretch and hydrate. That's really important. What is also important is that you can, with exclamation mark prize pool in the chat, we'll send you to our Matcherino page where you can claim a code for free and add 50 cents to the prize pool, which helps us out a bunch, so consider doing that. On top of that, you can also contribute directly, of course, as you want, or you can do sponsor quests, which is for this week, for example, you can subscribe to Alpha X SC2 on YouTube, which I highly recommend because they run a lot of exciting small tournaments. And you can also follow Caster Maddox on Twitch, which is, like, I believe, a Korean StarCraft 2 caster who, I'm not sure if he does work in English, maybe, but I'm not too sure about it.
Well, I have no idea myself, but
Wonderful. And what else we can do, or you can do, is Slingner, to run us through the bracket. What happened elsewhere?
yeah, I mean, let me get that on screen in 2 seconds. So far what's happened, I mean, if you look at, we had Cuckoo take out Marshall 2-0 in round 1. For Yumi beat CSO's Kerwin 2-1, so that, I mean, that was probably a really, really good game. Kerwin's pretty good Terran player himself, so
Yeah.
for Yumi...
Well, he took a map, and there's quite a considerable MMR gap between them.
Yeah, so
like
well done to
Well
Kerwin
done.
there.
Yeah, oh yeah,
Um,
that's cool.
For Botvinnik and Nicaract, those two players meeting in round number 2, those are two very, very familiar names in the CSO Cup, so good to see them face off and good to see it go the distance. 1-1 and Botvinnik taking the 2-1 victory over that. We're waiting for Cuckoo and Biosi something. I wouldn't know how to say that.
Bio
Bio-Ice. Yeah, but for them to finish up in the round 2 game to see who faces off against Botvinnik, but yeah, looks like some pretty good games. The bracket definitely shaping up. I would not have guessed us to have these 3 players in the semi-finals. I mean, it would have been a good guess, but either of their opponents could have made it through. So glad to have the semi-final number 1 that we have at the moment, and I'm really interested to see who goes against Botvinnik in the second semi-final.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
So,
the players are finishing off their vetoes. I've just gotten a message for that. So our very first semi-final between Bratok and for Yumi should be kicking off relatively soon, and
yeah, soon TM. Yeah, classic. Well,
yeah, pretty good. I mean, pretty happy to be casting on Twitch again, and to all our viewers out there, thanks for joining us. If you haven't already followed us, give us a follow. Very happy to be here and casting for your pleasure. So give us a like and a follow and all the juicy stuff that helps us bring all these
yeah.
weekly tournaments to your screens. Thanks for tuning in.
A follow would be much.
Yeah.
What is our follow count right now? I'm curious.
I mean,
Oh, we,
at CSO we do weekly tournaments. We actually have 3 different tournaments that we run weekly: the Open Cup, the Challenger, and the Metal League Madness. So feel free to enter any of our tournaments and be participants. And these are crowd-funded tournaments, so use the codes and help pay the players. None of the money goes to the organizers, and everything goes to the players. So
yeah, we probably should mention that, and it's
Give-
all directly to these
Yeah.
players.
give money to the players, because I mean they are out here for your pleasure and my pleasure as well. 'Cause I enjoyed this. I enjoyed casting this as much as you enjoy watching it. So
Oh, yeah.
I mean, we have our... Wow, these players really just jumped straight into this one. Veto's done. Bang. Off we go. I mean,
Yeah, do we want to introduce the first one?
yeah, Tom, I'll take the first one off. Spawning in the bottom left-hand side of Blackburn LE. The blue Protoss probes playing for Team Berserker. It's for Yumi. His name this week is Yumi Potter. So...
Yeah, it's very nice. Then the bottom right, already defeated the Protoss today. It is Starcom's Braddock.
Yumi Potter. Very good. And I mean, as this is one of the... This is the second of the old maps that's still in the map pool.
Yeah.
For Yumi sending this probe out into the middle of the map and sort of giving the probe the walk around, skipping those slow zones.
I like the probe pathing. It was still the gateway scout, I think, so pretty usual. Oh, it's
Yeah.
quite early though.
It is quite early to get to the other side of the map, so it was probably a pylon scout, to be honest with you. Yeah, the gateway's just finished up now, so...
No, it's the gateway scout. It's like around 120 big gateway scout. I'm not sure. It could be still a pylon scout because of the pathing.
In pylon scout for the first probe, and then I think one of these, maybe one of the gas probes, just threw down the gateway and then carried on, because that probe
Okay.
that probe really went for a walk around across the middle of the map. I don't think the slow zones make that much of a difference, and
No.
I mean, for Yumi, he'd probably be able to rally the probe between these slow zones where it wouldn't actually affect it. So
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, for Yumi, there we go. I mean, you see him just rally that probe around the slow zones anyway. So
Yeah.
I think that might have just been a pylon scout, and it's I mean, it's just those little things that are like the flares that make players really different. And yeah, I mean, what do you take of this SCV just chilling at the top of the ramp? He's gonna
It's
throw.
kind of like a bunker, yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
This is, by the way, little fun fact, this is not a perfect bunker placement, because if they chronoed out an adept, it could already, like, it could hit before the bunker's finished now. Usually you want to go bunker into, like, if you want to be really safe, you go bunker and then the second gas. It was the other way around, that's why the SCV had to chill a little bit. But it's all fine.
Thomas, what do you think of these Marines just sitting at the top of the ramp? Yeah, it's not the natural ramp; it's the ramp on the other side there. But
Yeah.
this
I think he was, he hunted a little bit, like he searched for the adepts, I think. That's what happened there. And as Braddock, yeah,
Oh,
likes
oh.
these move outs. And
Yeah.
they're excellent to catch off adepts as well. And I think you, because...
I don't know if he can chase this adept. Yeah, this adept's going to finish up, and there's absolutely nothing at home to defend this. Braddock's going to push forward with his Marines. You think he knows the adept finished the shader on the other side?
yeah, I think he should.
Oh, yep. Braddock closes the doors there, so the adept can't just shade up into the main there. But these Marines are going to get up to the top of the ramp, and they're going to target down this pylon.
They're going straight for probes.
Yeah, they're going straight for probes. I mean,
Actually, what do you want to do? Oh, it lifts
Oh, nice.
just in the nick of time.
yeah. I mean, it's a very nice lift there by the Phoenix. 4 probes go down for the cost of 5 Marines and a Hellion. Whoa!
6 probes. Nice
6
shot
probes.
with the adept.
I mean, if that Hellion got another shot off, we could be looking at 8, maybe 10 probes. Or 8, if I look at the hit points there. Probably these 2 might have gone down, so we could have got 8 probes there for Marines and Hellion. Good lift there though. Good lift there
Yeah,
by
I mean-
for Yumi.
Yeah. And Braddock going for the good old anti-Stargate push with Cyclones Vikings.
Cyclone the tank is
I
queued up
assume-
next, so
Yeah, that's the anti-Stargate push. You go 2 Vikings, or like a couple more I think, and then you go Cyclone tank and just pump out reactive Marines and go across the map and
I
try
was,
to.
I was gonna ask, what do you do with the Stargate, with the starport after the
Yeah, it's
Vikings?
either
You just do
this-
nothing.
it's-
He's going into Liberate, obviously, which is a
Yeah.
safe play, but
Usually would be either you go tech lab, and then you go 2 barracks to have stim and combat shield at the same time and to
Yeah,
switch off
yeah.
the factory and the starport, or you go straight up into medivacs.
I mean, there's a robotics bay here on the side of for Yumi, so do you think he's just gonna try to take it up into disruptors?
No, this is Phoenix Colossus.
He just thinks straight up Phoenix Colossus.
Yeah, this is just a super safe unit composition, especially against these kinds of pushes. Is quite strong.
Yeah, I mean, Braddock's looking to push across the map here. He does a pretty good scan. Since there's not much here on the side of for Yumi.
And this is exactly why this is the anti-Stargate push, because you know, oh, he's invested so much early on into Phoenixes, which are quite expensive, so don't really have Stargate. Man, I just love this.
This
I
double.
mean, this is what he did against Goblin as well, right?
Yeah, yeah, that double turret in the front.
Yeah. He went double tank instead of.
Tank Cyclone? Cyclone tank, sorry. But I mean, that lock on from that Cyclone is just so good. And
Yeah.
the double missile turret is actually going triple missile turret at the front. It's saying, well, okay, you're going. Do missile turrets actually attack Colossus?
Yes, that's what I want to
No,
say. He shred Colossus as well. Like,
No.
this is not what you want.
Feels bad, man. For Yumi's in a really difficult position here. Thermal Lance on the way, and the
Yeah.
first disruptor is about 2/3 of the way done here. But these Phoenix are.
Just survives
Oh,
barely.
There we go. I mean,
The thing is, you can always go back with the Marines behind the tanks, and then the tanks are there just to keep the Colossus at bay.
yeah. I was.
Disruptor as well. Disruptor as well.
Oh, good shot there. Good purification over there from the disruptor. And thermal lance is about
Yep.
3/4 of the way done here. So this Colossus has got to get a bit of a boost, but there's only one on the map at the moment.
Oh yeah.
I mean, for Yumi is firing up a charge now, but
Yeah. I
don't
really
know.
like how.
there's not enough yet
that's-
to clean this up. And Braddock's in a really good position here.
Oh man, I really thought there was more potential in the clean.
Ooh, that's a good shot. It's a good purification over there. Doesn't really take any damage and does quite a bit of damage on that tank. But I like the fact that Braddock's got a couple
Yeah.
of CVs for the repair.
That's my
such
point. So
a
it's-
good job. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's really good. And I hope they're going to put it. Yeah, there they go. So SCVs on auto repair, and they go from tank to liberator to missile turret, and there we go. Another purification over, and okay, cool. You're going to whiff a building over there, but Braddock's in a good position here. Good siege position between the second and third base of for Yumi, and I like this. I really like this for Braddock. Got the high ground vision. Takes
Yeah.
out a gateway. Sorry, and
Yeah,
he's-
with the
he's-
bunkers, as well. Nice little fortress that
Yeah.
is being built up. The thing is,
There we go. Bang, cool.
this is all looking really good, but the army supply is getting closer once again, and these third base, like both bases, the natural and the third base, could mine without a problem. Like
Yeah,
there were no probes
independently.
pulled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
So there's still potential in this, and if we take a look, the tech is quite not there for Braddock still. Like Stim and Combat Shield and +1 are only halfway done, and these are really the upgrades you want to make something work here.
Yo.
Ooh, Disruptor still going down on
Yeah.
the top side.
Disruptor going down. I actually like this position of this bunker over here. These two bunkers of Braddock, because I
I
mean,
don't not like the Vikings landing. Disruptor is a juicy target, but still, this is not worth it at all. Oh my god.
that's a good purification over right there for Yumi. But
Yeah.
I like these two bunkers. But Braddock's done is he's actually sealed off these two tanks here. If for Yumi actually wants to hit these tanks, he actually has to go around. And for Yumi's going to pull the trigger over here. He's pulling all
Yeah.
these units in here, and
Nice concave on that engagement. And one of the bunkers already fallen. Liberator
Wow.
fallen. Two tanks still going strong, but
good double purification over there, and for Yumi's gonna get the cleanup there. Thermal Lance actually looked disgusting for a moment there. No jokes. That I mean, that Colossus was up here by the shield battery, and he was actually hitting these bunkers over here. And there was such a good cleanup there by for Yumi, but
Tanks still have more damage.
yeah, I mean
more
that was
more range. I mean,
that
the
was
thing is, though,
crazy. Yeah, I mean it's a good cleanup.
Bratok, fully saturated third base.
Yep.
Has all the good upgrades. Gets +1 armor as well. And has a healthy biotank army already ready. So I'm not sure if he wants to push necessarily.
Yeah, I mean I'm pretty sure
But
Bratok's
even worker count, even base count, like this just shows how costly this contain was still.
yeah.
Like with bleeding units in there all the time, even losing a couple of the important units like
Yeah,
Disruptors.
I mean the Doc Shrine is on the way here for Yumi. You think that's just gonna be for Archons?
No, that's
or
gonna be.
You think he's
No, I
looking
think that's
to?
just that's a late game setup to eventually transition into Blink to T Disruptor.
Okay, cool, 100%. I was gonna ask
think-
about
I
that. I mean, +2
He-
is on the way here.
Yeah.
Oh,
Plus he's-
purification. Yeah,
Of course, he's gonna like morph Archons if need be.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
Archons are really, really good, especially defensively with shield batteries, right? Or against like high marine counts.
I mean this double drop is gonna get scouted here by this pylon, and for Yumi he's trying to go up to 4 bases. He's trying to go up to 4 bases on a normal mineral patch.
And, like, look at this. Braddock scanned the middle because he knows that that for Yumi knows that the top drop is being spotted.
yeah.
Oh, he just flies in these DT.
Brattok looks like he's gonna
Braddock-
siege up this natural
Yeah.
third base again. I mean, he seems
And I
quite
really,
confident to do this.
yeah, I really like this because he pulled these tanks cover the high ground, so you can drop in the main base actually. Ooh, for Yumi though, going for the cleanup.
Let's
It's
go.
the first tank. Ooh, and I think he will get the complete cleanup.
Yeah.
Double drop, wreaking havoc in
Yeah,
the main base. so
that's
at
what I
the
was
same
about to
time.
say. I mean, for Yumi gets a cleanup over there, but at the cost
did
of
it.
his 4th base.
Oh
yeah.
my god, that's going completely down. And the main base as well, empowering a couple gateways, supply block. Ooh, we'll get this disruptor for free as well.
Is he going to pick up this disruptor? Yeah, it looks
Yeah,
like it. There we
100%.
go, 100%. And he gets a kill on the 4th base. So Brattok really doing such a good job here of pulling for Yumi from pillar to post here. He's really saying, well, you know, come fight me over here. And he's got a double drop somewhere else. Come fight me over here. And doing a really good job here of keeping for Yumi guessing where the next attack's come from. Picks
Yeah.
up, goes away, and then comes in again with another. Oh, he's going to pick off the
Ooh,
robo.
Oh my
Oh,
god!
he picks it
Church
off.
is almost good enough.
Yeah, I mean,
The robo is big here. The robo is actually really
the
big.
robo
because
is actually such a big structure at the moment. You know what I love here
It's
from
the only-
Brattok? Even though he
it's
lost.
the only access.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, sorry, he lost the medevac. That's what I was gonna say. He lost the medevac in the main base, cool, but the double drop came in from the north, and I could already see the double drop doing a bit of damage. So yeah, I love this. Pick up, move away. He drops again here in the main base. Bang! Brattok's playing such a good game at the moment.
100%. 100% agree. Braddock is on fire today. And I just wanted to say the robo is such
Yeah.
a that's the GG.
100%.
The robo is such a big pickup because it's the only excess of splash damage that Fuyumi had this entire game.
100%. I agree with you 100%. And I just saw Brattok. I could just see the way he was playing. He had 2 double drops going on there. Yes, he sacrificed those 3 tanks and those marines. You know, he pushed through the middle there and he sacrificed those 3 tanks and those marines. But at the same time, I could see the double drop picked up and went to the north. And then there was also a double drop on the south. So for Yumi, sort of had to prioritize, where am I going to defend? Okay, sweet. I sacrifice the 4th there. I push into my main. He picks up the double drop in the main and he's pushing on my 3rd. I go to defend my 3rd and then he just double drops in my main. Such good play there by Brattok.
Yeah, 100%.
Oh, it was so good. It's a very nice game one there by Brattok. And it looks like that first PVT seems to have fired him up. He's ready to go.
He is indeed ready to go. Like, nice with these contains, man. Like, I really like this style.
Yeah, it's really good. I really like the PVT
Yeah.
that Brattok's bringing today,
It's so
especially
cool.
against a person such as Fuyumi. Fuyumi's such a good Protoss player. Like, take nothing
Also-
away. Yeah,
Also made DreamHack the first time this season. Like, he's one of the up and coming players for sure. I think he's like 17 or something. He's really young.
yeah. I mean, Fuyumi's pretty dangerous. So it's good to see Brattok actually bringing the builds, and yeah, it's something familiar, but it's nice to see his multitasking on plan. All I want to see is for Yumi throw a spanner in the works and actually throw Brattok off, because I really think Brattok had a bit too much momentum in the last game, and he sort of felt confident. Okay, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, and for Yumi, sort of had to be the reactive player. But I mean, game 2 on Berlingrad is something completely different. So I mean, let's kick this off.
Let's do it.
Yeah, I mean, sporting in the bottom right hand side of Berlingrad, the blue Protoss probes playing for Team Berserker. It's for Yumi. Down 1-0 and looking to bring it back. Come on for Yumi.
Yeah, that was a tongue twister and a half.
Yeah,
Wasn't it?
terrible.
Top left of Berlingrad. Up 1-0 once again in a PvP. It is the red Terran player Braddock.
I'll give you the easy one. Blah, blah,
Yeah,
blah, blah, blah.
I'll take it. I still almost messed it up.
Saw me stumbling there, mumbling.
Alright.
Yeah,
but I want to say though, like, we see how much of a... Ooh, next with your core, that's quite uncommon. But still. Usually players just go core first and then early adapts, but... I think that's also a reaction to, like, the Marine first.
Yeah.
So,
yeah,
there should be 3 Marines out to deal with the adapt and early bunkers and stuff, so...
Yeah, so I think, yeah, for Yumi definitely knows Brattock's going to play that slightly defensive build, and so I think, well, there's no proxies and stuff, he hasn't scouted for anything, but I think he sort of knows Brattock's going to play pretty standard, feeling pretty confident right now, so he's not going to cut any corners, and so for Yumi knows he can take a little bit of a chance going Nexus before core.
I mean, he sees the CC timing, he sees the barracks timing, and he just knows.
Yeah, and he also sees the barracks at home, so...
Yeah, there's no money to having to proxy something.
Yeah, I mean, these players at this level actually know sort of how many minerals you have at what point, and so I like the fact that for Yumi's cuts a little bit of a corner there, saying I'm down 1-0 in the series, and you know, if he can get an extra 150, 200 minerals, whatever it costs. I mean, they know the numbers behind this, so they know what Nexus first, what advantages it gives him, and what disadvantages it gives him. And so if he thinks he gets an extra 300-400 minerals by 5 minutes, I mean, he's made that decision, and I'd like to see what for Yumi does this. He opens Stargate, and let's see what he does with the Stargate. Do you think he's going to go for that Phoenix build, or is he going to go Oracles with this time?
I actually like to see Oracle this time.
He's going to go
What's
Void Ray. Ooh, hey!
Void Ray PvT, that's wild.
Wow, I mean, Phoenix, Oracle, and for Yumi's like, actually, I'm going to go with the Void Ray. Thank you very much.
I think this is meant to counter the push that Braddock did.
Though with the Cyclone, the anti-Stargate push that you were talking about.
Yeah, because he uses Liberator and tanks as well, right? And tanks and Libs are really weak against, and like Vikings as well.
Yeah, I mean,
small numbers.
Oh, these 2 adepts get a shot at his Hellions. What's actually going to happen?
Starts it though.
Yeah.
And this could already be like, if you see, you don't want to do the same push that Braddock's doing if you
scout the Void Ray. I mean, you do scout the Void Ray, and obviously Cyclones outrange and are faster than Void Rays, but it's going to be a second Void Ray follow-up here, which is actually something... Perfect.
And I just... Ooh, Void Ray... Void Ray Glaives. Wow. Interesting.
Wow.
The thing is,
I mean,
I really like Braddock's response. Yeah, Proxy Gate, I mentioned that as well.
That's sort of something that for Yumi, you have to do something a little bit out there. I mean, he went... Nexus before core, and now he's going Void Ray Glaive.
It's really interesting. I like the reaction by Braddock as well. I wanted to point this out. He responds with 2 early barracks, and if I see my opponent as a Terran player making a lot of Void Rays early on, I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna get a bunch of Marines and I'm gonna be fine.
Yeah, I mean, it's a 3-1-1 so far. Well, it's a 2-1-1 and then the 3rd barracks, but I mean, 3 barracks, 1 factory, 1
yeah, it's a 3-1-1.
So it's a 3-1-1 opening here from Braddock, and I really think Braddock's got a good read on this, honestly. Even though there's a proxy gateway over here, which is about to finish up into a warp gate, which obviously helps with the reinforcement here. It's going to be a...
Is this the parting? Do you get Void Rays with the parting build? But there's glaive builds.
Clay bolts maybe, but I mean, this. Oh, what a scout by this SCV over here.
I mean,
Bratok
it's-
knows what's coming, and
Could I really be too late though? Oh, I would love him to see shift on top of the tank. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what I
you
want to see.
that's
You can't pull
no.
SCVs into this. I think this is just over, to be honest.
No, 100%. This is just over, and it's these SCVs are doing a really good job here of actually attacking these adepts, but I think for Yumi's got this, and yeah, that's one completely dead natural base here on the side of Bratok. These Void Rays could just go down, kill the CC, let the adepts deal with the Marines, and
And even if like these adepts just hold position and die now,
yeah,
you killed 18 workers with this.
100%.
Let's not forget.
yeah, you almost doubling the workers. Oh, this Widowmon! Ooh! That was such a tasty. This Voyager is actually going to talk down Stim, and with
Yeah,
prismatic
but-
alignments, it's actually going to deny the
that-
Stim pack. Yeah, that's it.
It really doesn't matter. Like, Brother put SCVs once again into Glade Depths.
You know, GG gets gold. GG gets gold.
Work.
And so like Tov, one thing that got me there was Bratok had an SCV scout those adepts. Okay, those adepts fired on the SCV, and that should have alarmed Bratok to that. If
I think it's just
Bratok,
too late. They
Yeah.
literally were in his natural already.
if Bratok had, so that SCV died, and if Bratok had actually pulled SCVs to repair the bunker and the tank, might have been a completely different game. But I think for Yumi gets a couple shots off on that tank and on that bunker, and that's what gives that's what allows for Yumi to snowball that attack. It's actually quite a crazy game. This is turning into be such a crazy that was such a crazy series there. Bratok really playing out of his mind. It was so good to see. For Yumi, bringing that back, and now it's 1-1. So, oof.
Yeah, it's gonna be hella interesting. I think the thing, like, I
It was so good, dude. Like,
understand.
so
Yeah,
good.
I understand the like the line of thinking. What the problem is with that is that I think the problem lies earlier, and that product didn't quite realize how all in
Yeah, yeah.
for
For
Yumi
Yumi
was, because it just looked like a weird
Yeah.
like Void Ray build, but then it was like this hyper roll in with glaives, and like this
It was
was
so
I don't
crazy.
know.
I mean,
It's like
that
12, 15 adepts. Like
That-
there's a lot of adepts.
that SCV that got absolutely wrecked by those adepts. I was just like, oh god, this is
Yeah.
an early warning system. Great SCV going out there for an early warning system, but it didn't
It wasn't
pull
that
an SCV.
early, right? It was like right in front of the natural. It
Yeah, it
would be
was
early
like
if
one
it
ramp
was-
away,
Yeah.
but there was still
And,
enough.
and that's just too late. Like you need way further.
Yeah, I thought that might just be enough of an early warning system to know, oh shit, I need to pull some SCVs to defend here because this guy's knocking on my door. But I don't think
But
Bratok
you
actually
can't
saw
pull
that.
SCVs against later.
Yeah. No, I think
Because
that's
that's not
fair.
possible.
Yeah, I think that's fair. Oh well. It was such a good game, and I'm glad to see us go for game 3 in the second series so far that we're casting, man. This is turning out to be PVT madness.
Well, yeah.
Go for it.
No, you can take the easy one.
Cool.
this time.
Okay. Well, I mean, spawning in the bottom right hand side of Pride of Altaris Ali. Playing for Team Star, it is Bratok.
And on the top left, today under the name of Yumi Potter, is it Berserker Esports Protoss for Yumi. And speaking of TVP madness,
I know, I've been waiting, here we go, it's a double proxy racks, but it's been
it's been
scouted.
scouted. Oh, no.
Jeez. Oh, he doesn't get the kill, on the SCV building the barracks, so are these
I mean,
barracks
well,
actually going to have a chance to
yeah.
finish up? RNG. Oh, he gets it.
Oh no.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
oh, it creates-
RNG,
Oh,
RNG.
Oh, that's so tragic.
RNG. Oh,
Well,
feels bad.
Yeah, I.
Lol. GG.
Oh, yeah, lol, GG.
Lol. GG. RNG. RNG. That's wow.
Oh
That's
my god.
yeah.
What a
Feels
game.
bad. Feels so bad.
Yeah, that. God damn it,
Yeah.
man.
I just want to say RNG. RNG. That's all I have to say. Random number generator, 100%. If those SCVs had just gotten a quick cheeky little, well, we're gonna build in this corner and we're gonna build in that corner, and one of those barracks gets up, it's a completely different game. Completely different game. But unlucky there for Bratok. That was so crazy, man.
Oh yeah.
RNG, man. RNG for Yumi gets the 2-1 win over Bratok. Unfortunately, Bratok going for a triple proxy racks and for Yumi doing a good scout. And what is our quickest match of the evening? Maybe 2 minutes in. Maybe throw us into a quick ad break, because if I have a look at our bracket, we still don't
Yes.
have our second semi-final. So
Mm.
I mean, Bio Ice and Cuckoo obviously going the distance. So
I mean, I'm very confused about that, to be honest, that it's still not over. But
yeah, I mean, well, I mean
Yes.
that last game was only 2 minutes, so let's hope they're going like 35-minute distance. These guys are fighting it out. But I'm gonna throw us into a quick ad break. The bracket will be on screen, and yeah, we'll see you guys in a couple of minutes. Stay tuned.
Your destiny. Flawless victory. Your destiny. Flawless victory. Fight!
Excellent. Cyrax. Sector. Smoke. Motaro. Jade. Kitana. Scorpion. Sub-Zero. Sonya. Jax. Marina. Johnny Cage. Raiden. Kung Lao. Reptile. Come on. You can. Simmer down. Ermac. Sheila. Lee. Psylocke. Shao Kahn.
Hello everybody and welcome. We're currently back from a short little ad break, and it looks like we have our second semi-final linked up. Actually, what I'll do for you guys is I'll put the bracket on screen and you can have a look at what we have. We have Bio Ice first, Botfinic. What a crazy series that must have been. I mean, it was 2-0 to Bio Ice and Cuckoo, but we did the whole Brattok and Goblin series and the Brattok for Yumi series, and it only turned out to be a 2-0 victory for Bio Ice. So, well done to Bio Ice there, getting the victory, and we're just going to see Bio Ice take on a regular CSO Cup participant in Botvinnik. So, yeah, I'm really excited to get this one kicking. Tava should join me shortly. He's AFK momentarily. So, yeah, this CSO Open Cup 33 is turning out to be something really interesting.
The TVPs are banging, and Protoss is winning, and I'm not even mad.
Dude, no jokes. I mean,
Right.
BioAS and Cuckoo turned out to be a 2-0. Like I said to the viewers, Brattok and Goblin 2-1 for Yumi and Goblin 2-1. Cuckoo and BioAS turned out to be a 2-0. What an epic 2-0 that must have been for BioAS to actually take out Cuckoo. Cuckoo is someone I know in the CSO Cup regularly, so for BioAS to be really good, I'm looking forward to what BioAS has to bring against Botvinnik is obviously just a regular. It's become a household name in the CSO Cup.
Yeah, I mean, Botvinnik BioIce is. I know that he qualified in the past so a lot of times for like DreamHacks and stuff. He was like a decentish NA pro. Maybe I'm stupid. Let
Yeah,
Well-
let's have a look. I mean, I've just popped a message into the chat asking for a lobby link just to make sure that
I did it first.
ooh,
Once again, God damn it! Now they're thinking that we think they're stupid.
yeah, I mean, I sleep at night, not during the day, so I'm ready to go. Yeah, first we have to veto, blah blah blah. These players say this like we don't know it. We're just ready to go. We ramped up, ready to go. Botvinnik's been waiting for this match for a very long time, so BioAS probably wants a couple minutes just to refresh after that really, really long BioAS versus Cuckoo game. Cuckoo's really good, so not surprised to see him take BioAS to the ropes, but
You let me. I mean, I'm not wrong. You let me observe this time.
yeah, 100%.
Because last time I did it for 3 minutes and then I was jumping to your camera. I was like, oh, seems my service is not needed.
I mean, you don't have to shout over like. More than welcome to be a nice change. I mean, StarCraft is especially when you're watching such an interesting game like we've had this evening. We've had such interesting games where so much is going on at the moment, and you don't want to leave the main fight to go look at what something else is happening. But SCVs are dying on the complete opposite side of the map, but stuff is going on at the front, and I wish we had an opportunity to put an insert of, okay, you're watching what's going on the other side of the map, and on the main screen something else is going on this side of the map, and we could watch what's going on both sides. Like, oh, 16 SCVs are dying to some oracles, but on the front lines there's 3 tanks just absolutely wrecking something else. Like, I mean, we'll get there, and it's obviously going to be great, but one step at a time, and yeah, like I say, we'll get there. We'll get there to the point where we get some like really good production teams. I mean, yourself, Epic, GX, who's not with us this evening. Epic, I'm probably the subpar person here.
Yeah, I mean, don't sell yourself short.
I mean, we try as good as we can, and really thankful to still be a part of the CSO team. I mean, you guys are absolutely epic. The week in, week out tournaments at CSO runs through Trovo and Twitch, Matcherino, nor to all the sponsors and everyone who gives us the opportunity to give these weekly tournaments out to the viewers, and I mean, keep us active in the StarCraft community. Big shout out to everyone, yourself included, Tava. Great to be here with you, dude.
Thank you, man. Big shout out to you as well. Shout out to the players, of course, because if nobody would be playing in these tournaments, couldn't run them.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I
We
participate.
we forgot to shout out OC as well.
Oh yeah, 100% OSC points
Blessing
on the
us.
line every single time we run one of these CSO Cups. So, I mean, online sports championships, all points on the line. So if you fancy yourselves a cheeky few points here and there, if you think you might take a point off of someone you don't particularly like, sign up, give it a go. Hey, no stress. Don't look at me. I signed up for one of these tournaments and got 2-0'd in the first round. So we don't want to just point any fingers over here, but we give
Yeah.
ourselves a chance, and it's all for the fun of the game, and it's about enjoying playing StarCraft. StarCraft's such a great game, and so
Yeah,
much to learn
100%.
from bronze to GM. Even the GMs are learning stuff every single day. So
I agree. I can inform you, chat, that we have a lobby ready But also, I need a word.
Give
I
us a
shouted
word.
out the Matcherino earlier. It's all good and fine, but we still have 11 codes remaining.
Oh lordy lord.
So what you can do is write !prize pool in the chat. Hell, I'm gonna do it for you.
Oh lordy lord, just follow the link.
Just follow the link and then log in, click on claim code, and at $50, $50, that would be
Oh
great, wouldn't it?
lord, $50. Good.
That's 50 cents. Add 50 cents to the prize pool and have all these beautiful players, which will we be introducing in a second. Would you give us a start?
100%. You want to take the first player or shall I?
You can do it. I'm
Well,
gonna take the
spawning.
cam.
Well, oh wait, there we go. I will follow your cam. You can do some obs this evening. I'll follow your cam.
Perfect.
Go for it. Spawning in the top left-hand side. Playing for Team Starstorm Gaming. Red with the red Zerg drones. It is Bio Ice.
Wonderful. In the bottom right, representing Genesis Gaming. It is a blue Terran player, Botvinnik.
Yay, yay, yay! We have our first ZVT for the evening, and I'm pretty excited for this. I mean, it's my first time I'm a Zerg player. So it's my first time to see what Bio Ice has to give to Botvinnik. ZVT is probably my least favorite matchup at the moment, so I hope Bio Ice can
is
teach
it?
me something.
You like PvZ more than...
Oh, I do like PvC more, which, you know it's crazy, is I hate Protoss. I hate Protoss so much, but if I look at my win rate, Protoss is my win rate. You know it's crazy. Like, I hate it so much, and I'm just like, oh, I'm a Zerg player and I hate Protoss. But if I look at my win rates, I'm just like, actually I love Protoss. Maybe because I just try hard when I play against Protoss. You know what I mean?
You could not like the matchup and still...
And still, you know what I think?
It is your best statistic.
You know what I think it is I look at the matchup and I'm just like, I have to try hard. And that's why I try hard against Protoss. Yeah, TVZ is just probably my worst possible matchup. And obviously I'm too prepared to notice, but...
I like to inform you that it's the most mechanical matchup.
What?
So maybe that's...
PVZ?
TVZ.
TVZ?
100%. 100% TVZ is the most mechanical.
Yeah, no, that explains. I'm just too, like, prepared for that. I'm too prepared for that, and I mean, we're just gonna have pretty much ZVT opener here. BioIce is gonna go for the low ground expansion, which is sort of something that we expect from a map like Lightshade, and these lings are gonna pop here in the natural. Oh, there we go. First ling taking a bit of damage, and
Ooh.
oh, there we go. Oh, BioIce, he's gonna get a ling. Is he gonna get a
We'll
ling?
get a
Oh,
drone.
he's not gonna get a ling. Oh, there we go.
Last
Oh, cheeky little.
second save there.
Nice, nicely done there by BioIce. The Queen pops, and it's gonna be enough to drop this Reaper away. But those lings got quite a little bit of damage there. I actually think Botvinnik managed to pick up a ling there, and obviously it's nothing.
Yep.
It's
Looks
nothing
like
in the grander scheme of things, but that should be some.
Links even.
Yeah, well, I mean, a ling is a
Ling.
ling, and it's not much, but it's about the confidence. It's about the momentum going into the middle stage of the game.
It also gives
Oh.
a third link. It also gives the Reaper a little bit more free roam as well. Like you have to rebuild these links, so there's one drone
So,
less.
so you know what's funny is I think the Queen guarding the front door there, and the lings would normally, even on a map like Lightshade, the ling would normally just go to the Reaper jump spot and stop the Reaper from jumping up there. The fact that BioIce kept the lings in the low ground by the natural expansion, rather than just letting the Queen guard the door there. Maybe that's just as we were talking about earlier about new maps and people getting used to new maps. Do you think new maps favor Zerg players? Particularly because Zerg players are more reactive, so they're like, if my opponent is doing X, I do X. Do you think new maps favor Zerg players more, or do you think it's not the case? Because I mean, look here, we have BioIce going in for a full scout, so he sort of knows what his opponent's going for, and so regardless of where the base layout is and whatever, Zergs sort of automatically by standard are reactive.
I think, like, in general it's true, but also new maps feature a lot of more new situations. on which you have to find the right
Cool.
reaction, though.
Okay.
So I would say in this sense, like if you want to make it this broad and talk about races, probably it's a bit harder for Zerg. The problem is, or the thing is, you can just cheese yourself a Zerg, of course.
Yeah. Okay.
And the other would be that I think it's more player. Like if you're a player that adapts well to new circumstances, that's well for you. And I don't think it's much more about the individual player and less about the race.
Okay, cool. So 100%. Like, so this third CC being built on the high ground here in the main base rather than in the low ground wall is definitely something that, okay, cool, I killed your scouting overlord, you have no vision on my side of the map. And so I can now take my third base without actually having to wall things off. Okay, cool. No, 100%. I'm with you there. I see your BioR's taking a fourth base at the 12 o'clock position. Yeah, Botvinnik's gonna rotate around and he'll probably get a scout. Yeah, gets a proper scout off of this. The Viking picks off an Overlord and the Queens kill off the Viking. So there's no like high ground vision there for Botvinnik. But Botvinnik knows that BioR's is looking to take the north side of the map, and that almost opens him up to be free to expand on the south side of the map. Double Evo chamber there. Double engineering bay, which is pretty good. Nice denied mining time here by this Liberator. Good opening from
Yeah,
Botvinnik.
gets a couple drones as well.
Yeah.
This is pretty nice. Mine production already on the way. I think it's not pretty much on time. Like the double
Engineering bay.
what's it called? Engineering bay as a follow up to the after 3 racks, and then you go up to 5 after this. So it's all pretty standard. I would like to see an armory just about now.
I really like the 3 supply depots there on the third base of Botvinnik, just to close off the mineral line and force those battling around. So it gives him those maybe 1 or 2 seconds extra vision to see if a battling run by is coming in to destroy his mineral line. As I say battling run by, I mean the battling nest is about to finish up in a few seconds, and the lair as well. So
I mean, it helps against like just normal Ling run bys as well.
Yeah,
The Hellions are as well in the.
actually a bit of space there underneath the refinery and the supply depot. I mean, there's a little bit of space at the bottom there. I wonder if Batlings could actually sneak around there and get into the mineral line there. Here we have a Ling run bar setting up here by BioWars, which I really like.
They could go in there, of course, but the Hellions are in position already. So if they try to cram into this choke point between 2 middle lines, the Hellions will just.
Yeah, I mean, I really like the fact that BioWars is setting up a Ling run bar. Yes, Botvinnik's gonna look to do a bit of pressure on the other side, but BioWars sort of saying, well, you know, 8-10 links might not make the difference now, but in terms of your mineral line, 8-10 links might make the difference. Good transfusions here on the Queens, and yeah, BioWars is actually going to use these links. Oh, nice. Those wooden mines don't actually get any sort of connections onto those links. Oh, there we go. Bang. Shop. Cool. Overseers here ready to reveal those links in. As we said, the Ling run bar, I think those were a few banelings that BioWars actually.
Banelings.
Yeah, 100% BioWars morphed. He still has some links there ready to do another counter attack there, so centrifugal hooks, which is the baneling speed upgrade, is about to finish up, and 2-2 on the way for BioWars. So BioWars setting up into a bit of a mid game.
19 drones as well, because you know he beat the 1-1 push, so he felt safe enough to just make it happen.
Yeah.
Round 2 coming in as well, and there's Helbets with this time.
Oh, a few Helbets, yeah, and I mean, it's good Widowmine connections over there.
All the banelings are dead though.
Yeah, good Widowmine connections there. Yeah, baneling speed is done, and BioWars is actually going to morph some banelings here on the front line, and Botvinnik's going to have a scan, so he knows that this Ling Bane Hydra army is actually present. There's the Hydra speed upgrade on the way. Botvinnik knows that this army is present, but BioWars, well, does he have enough to actually defeat this? If he gives these Widowmines a bit of time to regen their fire rate, yeah, then maybe Botvinnik's going to have enough, but
it's all about the connection at this stage, isn't it? The Banix connections hasn't been great so far.
Yeah.
Reinforcement streaming across the map
that was
as
a
well.
nice one baneling for that. Yeah, Botvinnik actually just rallying his reinforcements across the map. BioWars still has those links on the south side of the map. He actually hasn't done anything with those at the moment, and I'd like to see him even if he just sends them in to pull Oh, that Wooderman. I mean, that Wooderman has what? That Wooderman literally has 3 hit points on it. And that Wooderman's actually done such a good job. He's got 3 hit points. Yeah, okay, he gets taken out now. He had 3 hit points and he did so much damage for that. But I really like the position that Botvinnik's in at the moment. He's up 9 supply. 9 supply, not that great. He's only 4 workers behind, but that's triple orbital. So, realistically, Botvinnik's in a bit of an economic advantage. The little red arrows above minerals and gas don't actually say that, but Botvinnik's in a good position. I mean, he's up to 4 bases, and the Zerg is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bases. Zerg's only 1 base ahead of it. Like I said, those Lings actually do a little bit of... Oh, well, they turn into Banelings. They did a bit of a run bar. 7 SCVs go down, and... Okay, great. But
13 props on the other side.
13 drones go down, and there's still no detection in that natural mineral line. If those Woodermans refresh and do a bit more damage, BioIce is actually going to find himself in a sticky situation. He's down in 9 workers at the moment, and yeah, that's what I'm saying. Those Woodermans right there actually have a chance to regen their shots, and bang, there we go, next one, bang, next one, bang. Okay, now there's an overseer, and BioIce can actually clear this and start mining again, but
Yeah.
Botvinnik's actually in a good position, yeah.
Another thing I wanted to point out is the creep spread is really not that great, because the constant pushing of Botvinnik really helped us back on this time, and BioIce failed to push the creep down farther in the middle or on the south
That's
side.
exactly what I was going to say there. At that 9 o'clock position there, there's been no pressure at all. Like, absolutely at all. There's been no pressure. Oh, those Woodermans are disgusting right there. But there's been no pressure. Okay, now Botvinnik's putting pressure on that 9 o'clock position.
The splits.
Oh, good splits. Yeah, there we go. But I mean, there's too much bio there to deal with.
Marvelous.
It's only 2 hydras there, and
Yeah.
BioIce needs to evacuate that position.
The thing is, he doesn't even have to split because there's no creep, right? He can just go off the creep and then
100%. What?
easy kill
100%?
off the Woodermans.
That's literally what I was saying 45 seconds ago. There's been no creep spread at 9 o'clock position. Botvinnik hadn't even looked there until 20 seconds ago. And, I mean, there's no excuse for that creep. Well, I can't say that because I'm also Papega. Too Papega for that. But, I mean, there's been no pressure on that western side of the map. So, the creep spread, I'd hoped, would at least be halfway across the map, if not extra. Right now, Botvinnik's actually in a good position where he can set up Widowmine's Marine Marauder mine, and he's in a really good position. These Lings that swarm in from BIOS actually do a really good job, and it just, if they had come from the back to stop those Marines from being able to kite backwards, Botvinnik would be in such a great position. Well, BIOS would be in such a great position, but what's happened is Botvinnik's been able to take out a base for free, and he's now pushing into natural slash between natural and third, and as he's bailing more. Oh, there we go. Oh, such juicy bailing connections. Nice. Juicy bailing connection. BioIce gets a cleanup, and good run, Buff. Go for it.
The thing is, banding connections were good this time, but it's quite too late because these few units are still not being cleaned up, and the reinforcements are already on the way.
Yeah.
Also, there's so many mines just scattered around the Zerg bases here as well.
I mean, would a mines are okay to deal with when you're a Hydra player, because Hydralisks outrange Widowmines, but when you have to focus on Widowmines and Banelings and Marauders, you often get kited into something that's not a Widowmine. There we go, bang, bang. You see the Widowmines just having juicy connections, and that's what I was saying. From the 9 o'clock position, you see these Widowmines come, these Banelings come out, and yeah, cool. GG gets more. That's exactly what I expected to happen. Unfortunately, from the Widowmine connections there on the 9 o'clock position. 9 o'clock position, I think the space from... Okay, it's a new map, and we say that. From 9 o'clock to the natural expansion of Zerg, that's such a short distance, and what I really think needs to happen is Zerg needs to focus on being more on the western side of the map than the northern side of the map. Botvinnik took that 9 o'clock base out, and what he really did was he isolated the natural expansion from the triangle base position, and that's sort of, as a Terran player, where you get the win against a Zerg. If you can segregate where the reinforcements come from. If you can say, well,
Yeah.
half come from the northern side and half come from the eastern side, you almost give yourself a bit of an advantage. You don't allow the Zerg to join forces and get into the same position together. If Zerg can group all their forces together and then swarm you, you're in a bit of a predicament. But what I noticed there is the Zerg really needs to expand south rather than expand north, because from the 9 o'clock position to the natural is so close that Botvinnik just took a favorable fight and really just split BioArse left and right and did a really good job.
Yeah, I agree. Like, the win conditions for Terran are pretty much trade efficiently and get in positions where you can trade efficiently.
Yeah.
And that includes keeping the creep spread under control, because
Correct.
engagements on creep are just so hard to make cost efficient. And the other one is, as you mentioned, getting in between bases. So
Yeah.
it's not possible for the Zerg to conjure up one good army and then surround the Terran.
And it's like we said, it was just exactly the same thing. Of these are new maps, and so people, pros especially, people who are participating in these tournaments, people are really, really good. Like, I mean, this is the cup, and people are really, really good in the cup. Like, people really have to get good to. People really have to know these maps, and unfortunately, for BioArse, I really think that 9 o'clock base was more essential than the 12 and then 2 o'clock bases. I think on that map specifically, going west to east is
I'm not too sure about it. Like, we didn't see the other way, right? It could be that it's even more horrible because we didn't rather.
yeah. It could
Nearly
be
seen.
even worse. Okay, it could be even worse. But we'll see how the tournament plays out. Anyways, let's introduce our players.
Bottom left. Presenting Precise Storm Gaming, and is a red Zerg player BioIce.
And in the top right hand corner, 1-0 up in this series, playing with the blue Terran SUVs, it's Botvinnik. Genesis Gaming's Botvinnik, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I was just looking at that, and I just looked at the travel time from the 9 o'clock position to the point where he could isolate base 2 and 3. I was like, ooh, that's a really tight position, like a really, really tight position. Obviously, BioIce is such a good player. He took out Cuckoo to get to Botvinnik at the moment, so I mean, he's definitely not someone to be overlooked or whatever. But yeah, unlucky for BioIce there, and I hope he can bring it back. That's the 2K atmospheres. Pretty regular map, so I hope he can bring it back and take us to our third best of 3 for the evening. Be great to see. It's gonna be Reaper opener into a factory that's absolutely no reactor, or well, the reactor starts now, but
No, just Reaper fast expansion. You go Reaper Marine, or you go Reaper Marine Factory Reactor.
it's
Just
like,
because you don't have to. You only on one gas, and you don't have to gas earlier for this.
Yeah,
Oh
like-
my god, the drones!
ooh,
Well.
so good. Like so good. But I mean, it's literally just a stock standard Terran opener. 3cc, 211, or not even.
No.
Yeah,
It's just a 3cc.
just a normal 113cc opener. And good to see, man. Like, proper good to see.
Yeah.
Good to see Botvinnik saying, well, you know what? If we're gonna go mid-game, I'm gonna have triple orbital.
I mean, I think it's just needed, to be honest. Like,
Yeah.
there's not much you can do with 2 base openers. Of course, you can, like, play 2 base Hellion Banshee, but that's... I don't know. Like, it's so hard to get this much value out of Banshees if you're... Like, if you're roughly the same skill level than your opponent.
Yeah. And I mean, it's
And you can still play Banshees in a... Like, 3-1-1. What am I saying? You can, in 3cc Banshees, if you want to, still play this. But Botvinnik showed last game that he's really fond of the early stim, the early additional upgrades as well.
here. I'm really keen to see where this game goes. I like the early Roach Warren here from BioWare. So, going up to 3 base, but it's still only 1 gas 3 base, so I really don't see him leaning heavy on the roaches. Unless he drops 2 more gas, okay, cool. He's going down to another extractor, like there's an extractor on his natural, but it's still only 2 gas Roach Warren, so I don't see many Ravages out of this. Actually, I'm lying. So only 1 gas Roach Warren, so...
Mm-hmm.
I don't see many Ravages out of this, and so he's not really gonna pull a okay, 8 roaches are being fired up, but are 8 roaches enough? These things did a good surround on the Hellions. Oh, they actually do.
Ooh, it was a banging surround.
Yeah, quite a few Hellions go down, so...
Oh, he went 8 Hellions as well. 8 Hellion Liberator.
But like I said, there's still only 1 gas on the side of BioIce here, so there aren't... their 12 drones just popped. So it's not an overcommitment here on the side of BioIce, and here's the double Eva chamber, cool. Sweet, those roaches are going across the map. I don't see them being morphed into Ravages. There's only 120 gas here.
No,
So,
there's literally no way with 1 gas.
yeah,
You can...
literally. There's no way on 1 gas that he can actually make this work. I think overextending here a little bit to the point where you're going to fire down these supply depots. Great. But there's more damage that I think you can get done. So personally, as a Zerg player, I'm quite a fan of doing these like roach pushes. Like, yeah, great, okay, cool, you have a tank, sweet, I'll damage whatever you have on the low ground, because I can expand behind it.
It's just that the early game units are not really that good against roaches, right? You usually lead to Hellions and then Liberator. I mean, Banshees would be the best case, I guess, for the Terran, but you can always find some damage and interrupt, like the build order at least, and force out errors, which is one of the...
I think that's the big thing there is, he went 1 gas, couple roaches. I think he was sort of hoping for the Terran to overreact. Yeah, Botvinnik's such a great player that I don't think he's gonna overreact to a handful of roaches pulling up, maybe 2 handfuls of roaches pulling up into his natural. Yeah, cool, sweet. As you can see, there's 4 mules that just dropped, so Botvinnik's really not that far behind in terms of economy.
Yeah. No, we are... This is like with 3cc openers, that you really don't die to these roaches and you take a little damage.
Unless...
This is like 8 roaches is a big investment for Zerg.
Yeah, but as like I was saying, it was 8 roaches or for 1 gas. If it was 2 or 3 gas and there were maybe like 4 Ravages in there, easy peasy lemon squeezy. Zergs has the Terran on the back foot there, because he's invested 400 minerals, 450, 500 minerals into an orbital that's not doing anything defensively. Realistically, BioIce has gone across the road with 6 or 7 roaches, and it's like, okay, cool, I'm gonna do a bit of damage, I'm gonna keep you busy, but it's triple orbital. As we saw, there were 4 mules mining on his 3rd base, so yeah, okay, there's a couple of roaches doing a bit of damage in my natural, but I've got 4 mules mining on my third, so yeah. Terran's in not such a bad position. Even the supplies are like 9 down. I really like the position for Botvinnik, honestly. I really do.
Yeah, it looks good.
Yeah, proper. I think his army has a bit more longevity. 13 Banes in the way here for BioWise, so hopefully BioWise can do quite a bit here. But yeah, Botvinnik's not in a bad position. Yeah, he's down 10 supply, 7 of which is oh, here we go. Oh, good spot. Good spot. Botvinnik doing a good job of leaving units at home to deal with the Baneling run by, and he keeps his... It's only 5 workers down and on a triple orbital. I think he's in such a good position. BioIce up to 5 bases. Botvinnik on 3. But yeah, I think Botvinnik's doing a good job stabilizing himself this game, and BioIce kinda has it all to play for in this series. It's down 1-0 and
Also, the creeps were just remarkably better this time, right?
creeps get 100% remarkably better. I mean, baiting speed, centrifugal hook's only going to finish up in about 15-20 seconds at the moment, so bailing speed going to finish up around the 10-minute mark, which is not great, but it's something. 100%. It's not an upgrade you can't live without. And the infestation pit just finishes up here for BioR. So I wonder if you're going to rush up into those lurkers and look to take this game a little further out. Infestation pit is done. Still no gases. Still no gas on that fourth base.
But we're on 8 gases.
Yeah, well, I was going to say there's 8 gas and there's still nothing on that fourth base. Yeah, he's gone 1, 2, 3, 5. Okay, in my mind that's 1, 2, 3, 5. Those are the order in which you take the bases. But good split here, good split here by Botvinnik, but there's a lot of Zerg here to deal with this Terran. So
the marine count is still healthy though. The damage output is quite there.
yeah, that DPS is 100% still there, and Botvinnik actually taking such a good trade here. I mean, there's a little bit of a run by going on here, and Botvinnik's on top of that, but yeah, that marine actually took out a queen plus a couple of zerglings or something. It was such a good trade there by Botvinnik, and he's up 20 supply and is in such a good position here. Yeah, BioIce is doing a really good job of, you know, channeling, angling out his units and stuff, but he's down 30 supply, and Botvinnik's actually going to put a bit of pressure here on the first base. And, I mean, there's only 6 lava here for BioIce, so Botvinnik, I think, is just in a really good position. Friendly fire on those Buddha mines don't really do much, and yeah.
We only look at the supply, that really tells the story, right?
Yeah.
40 supply ahead. And yeah, it is Link Bane with a supply efficient composition, but still, this is just
yeah, I mean, 40
much.
supply ahead. You only 15 economy ahead. Yes, it's triple orbital or quadruple orbital at the moment, so your economic advantage is negligent at the moment because you're only one base ahead. It's the army supply that's almost 60 or 80 ahead at the moment, and I think that's where the difference matters. It might not be army, it's more of splash damage. If I look at how many units are available at the moment, Tava, if we look at how many units are available at the moment, there's what, 16 mines? Am I right? There's 16 mines on the side of Botvinnik.
13 right now, yeah.
13 right now, and I think that splash damage is really what's winning this fight here for Botvinnik. Like, yeah, BioIce has the splash damage in terms of banelings, but
I mean, the 13 Marines help still.
yeah, well, I mean, I don't want to say that, but I mean, the splash damage. BioIce's army has a lot more versatility than the army of, sorry, I got that wrong. Botvinnik's army has a lot more versatility. Yo, GG gets golden. It's going to be a 2-0 Botvinnik. But Botvinnik's splash damage was just so great, dude. looked so great in terms of that of Bioas. Those banelings were getting picked off, and with just such a good position that Botvinnik found himself in, and I mean 2-0 is 2-0, dude.
Hell yeah.
Shame.
I absolutely, I absolutely agree. Strong showing from Botvinnik. I think he just. This is just a textbook TVZ.
Yeah.
He also reacted to like the little things that Botvinnik did that gave him problems, like the small baneling run bys in the third, and he managed this time to just
Adjust a little bit to.
yeah, adjust to these little moves. Don't lose too much to this. He lost like I think like 11 workers to this
Mm.
in the first map. Yeah, just really good. Uh,
Management on the side of Botvinnik.
yeah, really good TVZ. All in
Like
all.
I can't really fault Bioas. It looked like he played such a good game, and yeah, in the second game maybe his bending speed was a bit late and whatever. Obviously, Botvinnik had put Bioas under quite a bit of pressure there, but yeah, I think Bioas played a really good series there, and Botvinnik, just being a slightly better player on the day and taking it to 0.
100% agree.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
think with
Tova,
that,
I'm gonna throw us into a little bit of an ad break at the moment, and yeah, we'll be back shortly with our next series of the day. So don't go anywhere. Stay tuned, and we'll see you shortly.
And ladies and gentlemen, it is time. We are back for the grand finals of today's CSO Cup, the 33rd edition. It'll be a glorious TVP against between Foyumi and Botvinnik. And I think with that, we're just gonna hop into it.
Yeah, pretty much. Do you want to introduce our players?
Hell yeah. Starting in the bottom left of Glittering Ashes, a beautiful young map, new map, young map as well. It is Berserkers for Yumi.
And in the top right hand corner, spawning with the red Terran SCVs, playing for Genesis Gaming, it is Botvinnik. Yeah, I mean, Tov, I'm so happy to be here with you casting this TVP. It is our third TVP of the evening, to
It
be
really
fair.
is.
And it looks like we got a little. We got a proxy barracks that's just outside the Terran base. So I think for you, that's Botvinnik's hoping to throw for Yumi off a little bit. What do you think?
Yeah, it is exactly that. It is known as the Macro Rex as well, because now it kind of looks like a proxy Reaper or something like that.
Okay, okay. Ooh.
Oh no! Oh, this prom's gonna die, I think. Ooh! Oh, it's so close.
Yeah, for Yumi should probably send it home.
Hey, you really should.
Yeah,
If we're
and like
gonna-
I said, it's a Macro Rex, so. Yeah, I mean, looks like both players just looking to expand behind us. Well, I'll say both players. Botvinnik still hasn't started at lower ground CC, and
No, but it's like it's
there
a
we go.
factory
Yeah,
expand,
yeah.
right? He went
Both
double
players
gas.
are just going to expand behind us, and okay, cool. It's actually quite a big replay on this Glittering Ashes, to be honest with you. The gateway core doesn't actually block the entire replay. You probably need
Yeah.
a third or fourth building to block that whole thing off. So
Yeah, just a second. The Twilight will do. This looks like a wall.
yeah, it
Yeah.
actually does look like. I mean, it looks like 3 structures are needed to block that entire ledge rather than 2 of the normal. But yeah, I mean, Glittering Ashes being. This is going to be the first time I've casted this map this evening. So really looking forward to this final.
First time in general for me. Yeah, it's gonna be hype, I think. Like both of these players showed. Well, amazing
Well,
control this far.
yeah, well, I mean.
That just happens.
I mean, the finals best of 7, best of 5.
It is best of 5.
So I'm really looking forward to a backward and forward TVP.
Yeah, it's gonna be great, I think. Like, what we're seeing now is relatively standard. Widow Mine drop after double gas expansion and double gas expansion, factory expand. And let's just see where we go from this.
It's 2
Tech lab-
Widow Mines up in that Medivac, so
Yep.
I mean, looks like we're gonna follow this Medivac to the south side of the map. Did a little bit of damage going on in the main base. Cool. I liked it from Botvinnik, to be honest with you. Reaper, I'd like to see the Reaper just come in and just poke around a little bit, just to keep for Yumi or Yumi Potter. As we see this, this probe and the pylon and such. Oi,
Oh, he's
oi.
got this is with it.
Bang.
I love it.
Sleep, no blankets. Cool. Sweet. Good burrow. Oh, no target fire here on the side of Botvinnik. So cool. Sweet, that's 2 probes. 100%. I don't. Okay, so Botvinnik's gonna lift up this barn and he's sort of gonna look to do some economic damage, but Botvinnik had left that mine there and stopped for Yumi for expanding onto 3 bases. Went for like a very solid 2 base pressure. What do you
Yep.
think of that? In terms of like a TVP 2 base reverse 2 base.
I mean, it's pretty normal as of yet. Like for Yumi, of course, wants this third base right away because he
Yeah.
went for a three gate blink instead of 4 gate blink, which would
Yeah,
be
yeah.
quite aggressive. But still, there's a lot of damage that can be found with even 3 gates of Blink Stalkers because Blink has finished up. We have the Observer in place to be blinking in. I quite like the setup. This is just a standard 3-1-1 Raven, which is the most common 3-1-1 at the moment. And it's just so safe. Like you get 2 tanks with it to be safe against Blink Stalkers. You get the Raven to be safe against DTs. And you can also Interference Matrix Colossi, for example.
Yeah, yeah, you can just say
It's
with
really
the Colossi,
versatile.
yeah.
You can just use the Raven as an harassment tool as well. Raven is quite a paperweight unit though. Almost going down to these Blink Stalkers.
Oh, that's a cheeky little Woodman there, getting 8 probes.
And gets the Medivac out on top of that. That's really great.
Yeah.
Also the natural bunker and tank ready.
Yeah, I mean,
So-
I really like this observer placement here from for Yumi, and there's no scan or whatever. For Yumi, is going to move it a little bit forward just to see what he can see. But I like this from Yumi. Like, yes, he's down in supply, and okay, cool, sweet. We're gonna put a little bit of pressure on here. I think it's when you're as far behind as for Yumi, you sort of want to keep the Terran pin back at home so you can catch up and hopefully get a little bit ahead. Storm only stops now, and that's a little bit of splash damage that Protoss kinda needs here. We're going 2 base Terran against 3 base Protoss, which has just started, and let's see if Yumi can actually hold. Here we go. Here comes a little bit of a drop here. Bang, bang. 2, 3, 4 Stalkers gonna unload here, which isn't the great. Yeah, okay. Interference Matrix, blah blah. It's not the greatest sort of like Protoss bridge I've ever seen.
No, it really isn't. And I think for Yumi would be in a quite better position if Botvinnik wouldn't be able to deny this third base for so long with the Widow Mine.
Yeah.
Like this is a really crucial thing because instant recall. Nice. Good reaction.
Good
Disruption.
reaction.
Ooh, this is
100%.
quite low. And with the couple Marauders in there as well, it's just really hard. Ooh, Storm!
Yo!
Ooh, which renders these Templars useless. First Templar will go down in a nick of time.
Botvinnik actually doing such a great job here, keeping the pressure up on the third base expansion.
100%.
Yumi.
Oh, he gets Storm out of the game. And while this will be cleaned up, the main push
Yeah.
is just on its way.
Well, I mean, the main push really isn't that much here on the side of Botvinnik, and even though the supplies are even, for Yumi sort of knows that he doesn't really have a choice at the moment. Yeah, okay, there's the Widow Mines. The Widow Mines unfortunately go off on probes, and I say unfortunately because the main army really wants as many hit points as possible. But yeah, good on for Yumi here. He saves his warplanes. He sends his war prism into the main base of Botvinnik, and he's going to do a couple of warplanes here. Widow Mines aren't burrowed, and so they're just walking around. If these Widow Mines burrow, cool. There we go. 1 Widow Mine burrows. Bang, sweet. Is it? Oh, there we go. The Stalkers blink out of the end. Lost mineral time here. Lost mining time here on the side of Botvinnik. For Yumi actually doing something pretty good.
Ooh, nice pickup, the hot pickup there to bait the mine shots into the bio. The thing is, this is just too much. This is just too much here to clean us up, and third base went down in this attack. Mine is already burrowed there once again to deny this base a long more time, and the third base of the Terran is in position. So this position, even though Colossi are in production, quite favors the Terran.
Yeah, I mean, I think Botvinnik's in such a strong position at the moment. 2 base Terran against a 3 base Protoss. You kinda don't want to throw this away. So, I actually wouldn't mind if Botvinnik just stayed back, threw down a couple CCs. The Ghost Academy's on the way, and for Yumi's gonna move this observer forward. He's sort of gonna look and see what's the Terran doing. What's the Terran doing at the moment? But
There's a Raven there.
He's a Raven, and I think for Yumi, sort of lost his game one. He's trying to pull it back. Thermal Lance on the way here. He's got a Colossus and +1, and he's really on 2 base trying to make the most that he can. He's saying, well, I'm on 2 bases, and I don't just want to throw the first game away in the, of the series. This is the final, and
It's
like.
I think sometimes it's just mind-boggling. There's some Protoss players who just stay in the game, and I mean he has still a good army.
Well, I mean, if I played Protoss, I'd also stay in the game for to supply down, but.
It really depends on what supply it is.
Yeah,
if I'm down 30 supply against roaches, like I'll take that any day of the week.
Well, I'm prepared enough to stay.
But against Biomine with ghosts already.
Yeah, that's the big thing. I think the big thing is ghosts.
Yeah.
You got your Dark Shroud on the way, which is about 20% of the way done. Meh. That's not going to do anything. Enhanced Shockwaves is about to finish up in about 10 seconds. And then, there we go. Enhanced Shockwaves in 10 seconds now. Your ghosts really get the advantage where they can EMP. And a very significant part of the Protoss army goes down. And what do you have to do with that? Like, if I was for Yumi, maybe hallucinate a couple Colossus. You know what I mean? Make your army seem a hell of a lot stronger than what it is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you're down 50 supply. 53 supply at the moment. You're down. You might as well make yourself seem as big as possible.
I think what he does now is really good. Like, just trying to base trade now is really good because with DTs and recall, the tools, like they say, never base trade a turn, but the base trade tools are actually quite decent.
I was going to say, I mean, it's about the tools. I've heard a lot of tools in the moment.
I mean, this is all what I wasn't even alluding to that. I just think it's true. Raven is here trying to.
GG.
The army does is just way too much Terran and Botvinnik. Convincing game. Like, he just did a lot of damage. The double drop. That went out.
Yeah, no, for sure. No, 100% for sure, dude. 100% for sure, Tarver. Like, no problem. I think if you had to, even if there were a couple hallucinated Colossus, or you had to hallucinate something crazy, Botvinnik was never gonna tap out the way in that position. Botvinnik sort of kind of knew have the Protoss on equal bases and equal bases on the Protoss. These players are really good, like no jokes. Botvinnik and for Yumi, they really, both of them are GM players, so there's no taking away from how much they know about the game. But yeah, man, like it was such a good game.
It really was. I mean, it was kind of unfortunate because Botvinnik did all the right moves, and therefore it was really hard to get a foot back into this game.
Yeah.
But we see.
We'll see. I mean, you hit us off.
Hell yeah. Top right is Berserker Esports Blue Protoss player. This is for Yumi.
And in the bottom right hand corner, up 1-0 in the series, playing with Red Terran SUVs for Team Genesis Gaming. It is Botvinnik. Ooh,
Feisty.
yeah, I mean, let's see what Botvinnik. Oh, he's just gonna go for a cheeky proxy Rex.
Another form of. I mean, note that it's still a single Rex and no other SCVs on the
proxy
way.
double Rex. I mean, Maru would just be shaking his head at the moment. Maru,
Yeah,
like,
I mean,
well,
he
if you got a
wouldn't-
proxy, you might as well proxy 2 or 3 or 4. But
I mean, it could be like a proxy 111 still.
yeah, I mean,
No Pro Scout as of yet.
what I've really been hoping for tonight, honestly, is like a proxy Hellion drop or something. Something that you just like.
Yes.
It's not something that I would expect, but it's something that would be so cheeky. It would just be like, Well, we
Yeah.
should all expect this because it is powerful. I mean, it's
Well-
a proxy 1 Rex, like you say. So
The thing is,
I like the,
the
fact
thing
that
is,
Fuyumi scouted for it and he's gonna go for his own proxy.
he didn't. Yeah, he didn't scout. He just went for a proxy. The thing is, though,
It's a bunker in his natural. Sis.
yeah, that's just how you play this kind of proxy.
You
Rex.
know, you kinda have to.
Also, the thing that Fuyumi plays Nexus before Core really bites him here, because we see the unit just now get started and Reaper's already here because of Barracks.
Yeah,
proxy.
it's a lot of lost mining time here just to
And
keep his
3
units
and 4
alive.
probes, this is a disastrous start.
Yeah. Botfinix actually really doing such a good job
Yeah.
at the moment.
Also wanted to allude that, like, I see, like, Proxy Hellion Drop is really good and it can win you a lot of games. The big problem that I have with it is just concerning for Yumi. He likes the Stargate so much.
To the point where here we go. Proxy
And
Stargate.
and Stargate is kind of the blind counter to Proxy Hellion Drop, because with Oracles you can kill Hellions really fast, and with Phoenix you can just lift them and kill the one-shot potential, which really
Okay,
makes
so,
Proxy
so what do
Hellion
you do
Drop.
about the 2 Reapers that are taking up the the shields of your natural?
Not much, because you proxied, you don't have a pylon on the low ground, and usually you would deal with this with a shield battery, and then you can out DP, like you can out heal the DPS of the Reapers, and you can kill the bunker with your gateway units.
I
And
was
that's
gonna
just
ask, like, do the Reapers and the Stalker have the same range? Because, yeah, these Reapers
don't
have to challenge the Stalker.
Honestly, I don't know, but I think Stalker's more range, but a bunker gives +1 range to these
Is that
units, right?
what upgrade is that? Is that the range upgrade for the?
It's not range, but
Cyclones.
it's it's anti-air damage, and it's what else does it do? I think you have more. Like it decreases the cooldown significantly. It's called Macfield Accelerator after lock-on. The thing is, Oracle on the way, but we have a Viking and a Cyclone already in production. I think if this Oracle like just gets owned now, this should be
Yeah.
GG.
Yeah. I think Botfinix put himself in a really good position with that proxy bunker, and it's like I was saying, he's putting in damage onto the lower ground nexus here, on the natural nexus here for Yumi, and yeah, for Yumi is expanding and he's trying to tech up, whatever. That lower ground nexus is 2/3 of the way damage. It's not even like shield damage, it's base damage. No jokes, just one Reaper has been able to do this much damage. Okay, cool.
It were 2 Reapers in the bunker, to be fair.
There were.
But still.
The
thing is,
second
though-
Reaper is now making its way into. Okay, it's not. It's 2 Cyclones, but I mean 2 Cyclones plus a Hellion. What are you gonna do about this? Like, you can't not turn this away. Okay,
Not
the
much.
bunker
And
gets dealt with, and okay, so
and Macfield Cyclones are actually
yeah,
able
Macfield
to
Accelerator are like dangerous Cyclones, but there's still a Reaper there. Oh, it was SCB. Sorry, I beg your pardon.
It's
Like,
alright.
I mean, it's a really good, such a good job here, but Botfinix. The only problem I have is he didn't go for a low ground expansion while he kept the Protoss pinned. Like, you knew you had the Protoss back at home. Why not expand on the low ground?
Because you don't have the money with the build he was doing.
Okay. I don't know why you shout scare me, Calvin.
I mean, you asked. You asked.
I just thought like why is he not expanding on the low ground? I was like, what? Why is the CC not done? Like, you should be mining, friend.
Also, to be fair, it's quite of a slip up. Like, it should have been quite earlier. I agree with that. Next,
No,
the
that's
next
fair,
on the way.
That's fair. I mean, Blink's almost done here on the side of for Yumi. So even though Botfinix had a really good container, I think for Yumi going up to 3 bases at the same time that Botfinix goes up to 2, even though for Yumi, Botfinix had the container, I think for Yumi it's a pretty even game. The suppliers say it's pretty even, and I mean, in terms of tech, there's no real upgrades here on the side of
Also,
yeah, like it. I mean, it is what it is. So
I mean, yeah, the supplies are even, but they're also a bit deceptive because the army supplies are
Yeah.
way in favor of the Terran player.
100% armor supplies are way in favor. So it's not as if Botvinnik went for a 3cc build, so it's not as if it's like, okay, they're in favor, but these 3cc's, so the mules don't count. It's actually quite skewed in terms of 14 worker advantages. Actually pretty big on the side of for Yumi, because Botvinnik doesn't have the 30cc, like I said, and
Yeah.
it's
But
good.
I don't think that like
It's
he's
not-
Botvinnik's really aiming to.
Yeah. No, I'm with you. I mean,
think
Botvinnik
he's
has
just going-
Magfield Accelerator and
The supply block hurts though.
yeah,
the supply block really hurts.
must be hurting right now. 2 supply depots on the way, and I'd like to see Botvinnik throw down a 3rd TC, because right now it feels like he's committing on that 2 base pressure that he did last time, where he really committed on that 2 base and then moved out to the 120, 130, where he thought his opponent wouldn't have that sort of army. For Yumi though, I mean, he's looks like he's got 1 shield battery on his 3rd base, which is more than the last Protoss player had. So yeah, I mean, there's really not much in terms of sustainability on the side of Yumi. Looks like Yumi's hoping to. Okay, he's gonna go for a 4th base, but looks like it's hoping to push up into that natural base. Okay, blah blah. Some good blink micro. Sweet. Yumi will manage to keep all of his stalkers alive on this one, apparently. Like, okay, he's gonna try to keep most of them alive, but So
Keep in
with
mind,
upgrade-
shots just done. So
how the upgrade's looking?
it's +1 shields is already done. +1 armor for the Protoss, which is generally good.
Charge?
Charge is done.
Charge is done.
Which is-
Okay.
Pretty terrible for these pushes. I think I like the decision just to go for a 3-1-1 follow-up. I think the macro was just a little bit late for Botvinnik in general. Like,
Okay.
the follow-ups went quite on point, and it's just hard to break this gateway army. Ooh. Bad tank shots though.
Yeah. I mean, that tank.
All the tanks are down though. Nice forced fields, and the zealots are on top of this, and I think this is not the damage that Botvinnik was looking for, and it's generally hard to come back from this because Mayumi already on 4 bases.
You think Protoss just took way too favorable of a trade there, and he really needs to push the issue?
Yeah, 100%. I mean,
If there was an armory on the side of Botvinnik and those Buddha mines were completely invisible, do you think Botvinnik's actually much further ahead than what he is right now? Supplies are even, and obviously that's just a numbers game, but yeah, I mean, what does the unit tab look like, Tava?
you have to check that yourself. If I change it, doesn't do anything for you, I think.
I mean, the unit tab right now is 2 DTs, we have 11 Marauders, 8 Marines. What's in this warp prison? That looks kind of
chargeless.
cheeky.
Charge
Oh, dude, that's so nice. I'm such a fan of the charge slot warping. But Terran darts on the map. Yeah, you
let's
see.
put some pressure on the 4th base. Big weapon though on the main.
Yeah, it looks like it's gonna
Ooh.
be. I mean,
Oh, not yet.
no. So you know, what's crazy is I watched
Ooh,
this.
there's DT in it. Look at this cheeky fella here.
Oh, so cheeky, sis. And that's an F2 home. The army's on the way back home, and
Yeah, it has to be.
I think for
That's-
Yumi's just buying himself as much time as possible because
I mean, time for like the Terran army is not particularly scary anymore. I think like Colossus are out already. We have double robo production, thermal lens finishing up, plus
Out.
1 attack finishing
yeah,
up.
100%.
So upgrade advantage will be there for the Protoss in just a second. Oh no, never mind. Let's do it. I can't. Only ET Blink as well. All the tools for late game. We have double robo set up, so the transition into Disruptor will be following up any second.
Yeah, I think DT Blink is really something nice. Well, the Doom drop into the main is going to happen here. A recall gets called. Is that gonna be enough? Yeah, I actually think the
Yeah.
recalls are gonna clear this up quite well. This. Oh, okay. Oh, well. Yeah. Like I said, the recalls are
Yeah.
gonna clean this up quite well. The Doom drop didn't go according to plan. There was only one pylon. I hit this rewind.
Yeah, but it barely matters. Like, you lose all your army, you're on 40 workers. There's like Protoss on 4 bases. Has all the techie ones. Will have an upgrade advantage soon. With +2 armor finishing.
Yeah,
There's not much you can do.
there was only one pylon powering 3 gateways, the fort, and the dark shrine. So, it really wasn't a bad idea to do Doom drop, but I would have liked Botfinic to do a little bit of pressure on the front, take out a couple of gateway units, and then deny the reinforced potential.
I'm not too sure. Like, at this point, it's just... I think that... Honestly, the follow-up wasn't just there. Like, the early game was almost perfect for Botvinnik, but he waited a little bit too long.
I think he waited a bit too long. Yeah.
Yeah, he waited a little bit too long to continue into the 3-1-1 setup, get Stim, +1, the really important upgrades you want to deal with these Protoss units, and he just wasted a little bit of time to get Macfield out and a couple of Cyclones who, in the end, didn't really do anything because the Stalkers were already in position, because Yumi went an early blink, had a couple of gateways already in position to deal with that. So that's all problems. And then the third base as well, which was so early that for Yumi was not being punished for it, because once again the follow-up wasn't quite there. To punish a third base, the follow-up was designed to just kill the Protoss right away with Macfield Cyclones and a couple of tanks, but the Stalkers didn't let that happen.
Yeah, so I mean, Botvinnik's actually playing such a good series so far.
Yeah, 100%. But like, this was a stellar comeback for Yumi.
Yep.
Who's max paxing, right?
For
Spawning in the bottom right. There's Berserker Esports for Yumi.
And in the bottom left hand side, playing the Red Terran SCVs. For Team Genesis Gaming, it is Botvinnik. Whee, for Yumi. Looks quite good. Looks quite good.
Yeah, that's the max specs. How's it going? Little misclick there. Oh, one more. Wait, oh, the third one.
What is going on here?
Unkillable SCV. SCV has anti-aim hacks.
RNG. RNG.
So we'll see Marine into Reactor to deal exactly with this probe. Yeah, like this. But a max pack is hard to finish if you don't how to deal with if you don't know what's coming for you. And
Maxi Paxi.
just now, yes, we will arrive. Like, the only thing that's odd is the early scouting SCV, but that could be just a pylon scout as well.
I mean,
Like
the early
one-
scouting SCV is just sitting at the bottom of the ramp. So
No,
absolutely no idea.
I meant probe. Sorry, the probe arrived really early.
okay.
No one knows it's a max packs. Instant cancel on the low ground, and tries to wall off this. Yeah, this is.
I like the fact that Botvinnik hides that SCV. He's got the SCV hidden behind the mineral line there. He's like, well, you know what, I'm not going to try and get that SCV back home. And,
It's not doing a whole lot. So.
no, like there's an SCV just behind the mineral line in the natural.
I know, I'm
Yeah,
aware,
yeah,
but This is also not doing a lot.
But it's not a death that's necessary. So, yeah, he cancelled that low ground TC and then just moved the SCV behind the mineral line. Cool. Let's see what happens here. The bunker finishes up and Botvinnik's in a pretty decent position.
I don't know, the supply depot will fall, pretty sure, because the bunker is too far away to hold us, and now the gates are open for the main base. And this is what makes the max pack so dangerous. Just so hard, you need a really specific thing. Supply depot went down, supply block as well on top of... Oh, that's
Oh!
the hero SCV gets the kill.
Yeah,
of it.
SCV.
And look at that. And behind all of this, Natural for the Protoss already finished. Twilight Council in production. So
15 supply advantage.
Yep.
Cool. One SUV goes down. It's such a crazy thing. Like, if Botvinnik had built his CC on the high ground, he'd be so far ahead at the moment.
I mean, not necessarily, because
At
like
least it would be finished.
they still would have killed the bunker. Yeah, that's true. But like, he might also be able to do that. Like, you need to cancel this. That's the problem with the max specs. You need to scout it. I like the problem, but this is the thing. Like, you just need to scout it to be able to handle it correctly. And if you don't, like we just see it, it just spirals out of control so quickly. For
Yeah.
Yumi.
Well, I mean,
Just
good on for Yumi for pulling out a build that's, I mean, he kind of has to put a bit of pressure on here.
Yeah. Well, he did. He did successfully, so. And we see, like, these Protoss units were able to pick off all the supply depots. Botvinnik is constantly supply blocked. Now he is not in the red and he's still supply blocked. Now it's the first time in
Oh,
ages.
crazy, eh?
Oh my god, what? There was a mind drop that I totally missed. 40 probes went down.
Sus. That's
For you-
crazy.
For Yumi still up. Workers.
And you know what's crazy? It's because there's an armory, for Yumi has absolutely no detection for that.
Absolutely missed this. Nice comeback moves here by Botvinnik.
Oh, picks up
Ooh,
one
nice
stalker.
blocking as well. I really like this. But he's losing so much here. No. Oh, it's just health that he's losing. Now the Cyclone comes in clutch. Really nice utilizing the high ground here.
Yeah, I mean,
And
Botvinnik's doing a really good job here. Even though Fuyumi's got him pinned back and Fuyumi's going up for a third base, Botvinnik's doing a good position of pushing Fuyumi back. I'd really, like I said, I'd like to see that CC on the high ground just to make sure that you get that CC. Put it into an orbital. As soon as you get to land that orbital, sweet, CC is done. But it's not an orbital. As soon as you get to land that orbital, CC, make it into an orbital. You get to go up, and the supply difference is like 15 right now. Okay, it's 11. Botvinnik's queued up some stuff, and it's 11, but Fuyumi's in a really good position here. Third Nexus is on the way. Pretty good position here.
Yeah. I think like the bunker earlier was really a problem because that allowed for Yumi to come into the main base and then do the real damage, you know? Like, the only thing that is holding Botvinnik a bit in this game is the huge mind drop he was able to achieve.
Yeah, I
on
mean,
the back of
14
this.
probes is no joke, dude. Like,
I think it's still
Wow.
for Yumi already on 4 bases. Like, he gets charged, he gets the Robo Bay. This is not a nice position for the Terran whatsoever. Oh, they can blink down here, right? Yumi just chilling. Well,
yeah, I mean, Blackburn being one of the older maps is definitely something you think that TVP would be used to, and looks like a bit of a chaotic game, but at the same time, I think both players know exactly what they want to do on this game, on this map.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, for Yumi just poised outside the natural base here of the Terran. He's just trying to keep that Terran pinned back at home and looking to expand. There we go. Terran's got a Liberator set up on that third base, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 probes are going to go down, and 4 probes go down at the same time while the Terran finds this proxy nexus, proxy gateway here.
Anyway, yeah.
Disables a gateway here, and he's going to push Fuyumi back a little bit. Fuyumi is up 15 supply at the moment, so I'd like to see him back off and just keep that supply advantage. 2 more shield batteries go down on that third base as Fuyumi anticipates. what
Yeah,
the
really
thing-
like the like the shield batteries there,
Yeah,
just
that's
to make that sure. Ooh,
that's
nice
such,
liberator position.
such a nice touch. Yeah. Nice liberated position. I mean, that liberated took a bit of damage from the first bit of harassment, but here we go. Sweet. Stalkers blinking here. Tank siege up. Bang, bang. Tanks get 2 good shots off. Bang, bang. Gets another 2, 3, 4, 3. Is it 4 shots on there? 1 tank. I mean, that's quite a bit of splash damage going on there. Another
Yeah, but it
tanks.
goes all. Most of it goes and missed to the shield batteries. So.
Yeah. I mean, what do you take of this these 3 SCVs here repairing the tank? Like, I really like this touch here, because
I mean, it's nice. It doesn't change the fact that Botvinnik is dead.
yeah, it kind of
Honestly,
doesn't change the
you
effect.
can't just push into this anymore. There's shield
Yeah.
batteries in position. I really like the handling by Fuyumi. 3 Colossus will be
Nice
soon on the way.
liberator harassment, 100%. But I mean, that lip goes down, and it's like you said, you sort of can't. Yeah, he pulls the boys. I mean, I don't blame him for pulling the boys in this sort of situation. You've been pinned
He
back
will-
on one base for so long, like so long.
Yeah. He will be pulling the boys into Colossi though, which is
He'll be
not ideal.
pulling the boys into shield battery overcharge.
Yeah.
Yeah, not fair. But I mean, let's have a go at what Botvinnik does. He still has 2 lives ahead of himself. So I mean, even if this game doesn't go according to plan, he's got another one ahead of him. So, yeah,
No,
GG,
one
let's
more.
go.
One more.
Sweet. You know what I mean? Like you can't blame him for pulling the boys into that sort of situation, because
No, what is he supposed to do? Like
100%.
this game is basically over.
no, for sure, 100% for sure. And I think for Yumi did a really good job of cancelling that natural base and keeping Botvinnik back on one base. Not even like 2 base mining from 1 base. Botvinnik didn't even have a second CC up for a very long time. He dropped that second CC down at about 7-8 minutes and then only converted it into an orbital. So Botvinnik was so far behind for a really long time in that game, and you know, good on for Yumi for taking the 2-1 advantage. It's now Botvinnik's game to play.
Hell yeah. And let's see when these 2 players will show us in the next match of the series, on a map rather.
Yeah, I mean, our next map's going to be something fairly old but new, but fairly old. I mean, Hardwire kind of has that double tank Reaper ledge, but I mean, I don't want to say anything out of.
To be honest, I don't think it's too
It's-
bad. And
Yeah, it's
It's
nothing
like-
it's probably not something that's going to happen here, but it's something that is a double tank Reaper ledge. Like, it's something.
yeah, true, but I mean, sure. But you can also just not let it turn siege it out.
Oh, yeah,
have Vision on
100%.
it, get
100%.
Stalkers on it, get Queens on it. Like it's gonna be manageable, pretty sure.
There are no queens in this matchup.
True, but I was speaking more in general. Like as a Zerg, you would put Queens there.
100%.
As a
I would just
Protoss.
put. Well, I won't, because I would lose. But
As a Terran, I would just put my own tanks there.
yeah, well, your own tank defending Baneling run bars or something. It would
It's
be
not the
so
worst
good.
position for that.
Yeah, I mean,
Be it as it may, let's jump into Hardwire.
For sure.
Let's jump right on tournament point. That's the blue Protoss player. It is Berserkers for you.
and in the bottom left-hand corner, down 2-1 in the series. Down 2-1 in the series, playing for another life in the tournament. It is Botvinnik playing for Team Genesis Gaming. Look, I'd really like to see Botvinnik. There's a probe coming across the map at the moment for Yumi, and I don't think it's going to do too much damage. It's probably just a CC build, a little bit of CC block, a little bit of harassment, for Yumi,
Yeah.
which is perfectly okay. It's not going to get the kill on the SCV build in the barracks, because I think the rush distance
Watch
is a bit longer on Hardwire.
For sure not. Well, that's just rather standard, like 120. That's just it's just a later probe.
Oh,
It's just a
even
gateway
gets the
scout.
CC down. Here's the RNG that I was talking about earlier. Here
Yeah,
we go.
that's really nice. And now we see the strength of Marine first. You just have the
Bang,
Marine in
bang,
time ready.
bang, bang, done. Probe done. Sweet. I'd like to see Botvinnik actually go third CC. There we go. Third CC's on the. No, it's not.
No, it's
I'd
not.
like to see him go third CC just because there's absolutely no
Really?
scouting. Yeah,
Against the
100%.
against the Protoss that played Max Packs last game and like played Blink all in for, the game.
But I mean,
before.
there's
think
no
that's-
scouting. There's no scouting on the other side of the map. He's going adept first. Cool.
You don't need to scout to all in though. Like, I don't know. I think it's just in general it's really risky to play 3CC against Protoss.
He's going for a bunker and he's trying to play it safe. It's going to be a 1-1. You know what I mean? It's going to go bunker first, which I don't mind against the adept build. But if you were going to always make sure the adept never gets into your main, the
I mean,
third
that's
CC
why
won't hurt. And I
The
believe
thing
in
is,
Botvinnik.
yeah, but like the thing about a third CC is not that you don't want to adapt into your main. The thing about a third CC is that there's just too many minerals that be invested, and there's too many all-ins that Protoss can do that you will just lose if you go 3CC.
No, I
Like in
get that.
general.
100%.
Especially
I get
against the player. Like, we don't discriminate here, but for Yumi is more one of the aggressive Protoss players, for sure.
that. And yet, yeah, he's staying at home with these adepts. He's not even going. You don't think he's conservative enough to say, well, I'm ahead 1 point, and so I'll stay home and make sure I get more ahead?
I mean,
So-
he's not like it's just not bunch happened. There's no player really ahead at this point. Right? It's just he saw this Marine first, so it's gonna be Marine into Reactor, and there's not much you can do with your adepts except losing them. Also, he has an Oracle, so he will get scouting information nonetheless. Gearing up for a fourth base as well. Yeah, third base. God damn.
Yeah.
Quite dead, but ooh, the mine. Better be spicy.
Oh,
when
that
it's up.
mine just not in the position where it could do. Here we go. Bang, bang. A couple shots from the Marines, but oh, he loses the Oracle.
Oh, that's really bad.
Yeah, that's not good on the side of Yumi. He does throw down his third Nexus, so he sort of knows what's going on. And Botvink's actually going to load up and head across the map. Like, there's no Oracle, so Yumi has no idea that this is on its way across the map.
No, he doesn't.
There's a Observer on the way, and the second Phoenix pops right now. So there's two Phoenix, but Botvink's actually yeah, okay, yeah, the Medevac unloads, and he's gonna get a cancel on this third base. For sure he's gonna get a cancel on this third base, and Yumi's just gonna let him take out about a couple bit of HP. Yeah, he'll drop the cancel eventually. Buy himself a bit of time, but there we go. Here's a cancel, buys himself a little bit of time. Sweet. Shield battery finishing up at the front. I don't know about the shield battery in the frontal position. What do you think?
Yeah, it should be better a little bit down there, but he has Phoenix and he is confident he can just collapse on this. I'm not too sure about this second tank will arrive as well.
100%. I don't know about this. I mean, he picks off one tank, but the second tank rocks up and gets a couple shots off here. So it also liberates here just to zone out the ground army on the side of the Protoss. So Botvinnik actually finding a good position here, denying that third base expansion of the Protoss and sieging this Protoss natural expansion a bit closer. And what do you think here, Topper?
I think I like that the buildings are so far up front that he will have a little bit time in dealing with this. He will have a little bit of time scratching a couple more units out. The contain of the Terran is quite frightening though.
You think the range is... Oh, there goes the Immortal, and I think that's
Yep.
something
It's
the
a game
Protoss
changer.
can't afford to lose at the moment.
If for Yumi can buy himself enough time that the Colossus will go out, it would have been a chance, but there's no way that is happening this game, and we are heading to a game 5.
Yeah, I mean, Botvinnik catching that Oracle on the other side of the map, I think that was his go. As soon as you get that Oracle, like that Oracle just missed that Widowmine. That Widowmine was like, we're gonna hit this Oracle, and the Oracle was like, maybe next time, buddy.
I think
And
that
I think that was
always,
the go time. I think that was the
I think
alarm.
it was always the plan. Like it's just because he didn't build barracks 2 and 3, and he just continued building units out of. You know, like there was no transition in mind. He just went straight into Liberator, not into like tap lag on this.
Actually, yeah, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. He sort of was like, cool, we're gonna go hard. You
Yeah.
killing the Oracle? Bonus.
This
It
is
didn't
just a
change
bonus,
anything.
yeah.
It just made his decision better.
Yeah, yeah. Even like, it could be that like seeing the Oracle is the trigger in some way, like to change the ways, but it's not. I think it's more seeing the Oracle. You know, oh, it's Stargate, and then you see, oh, wait, they killed the Oracle.
Actually, wait, it's Stargate, and you lost your Oracle? Well,
Yeah. And he went formatted third base.
yeah, no, 100%. I think that sort of like cemented his plan already. So well done on Botvinnik for taking us to a game 5. Jeez.
Hell yeah.
Go for it.
Wonderful. And on Berlingrad, another one of these juicy new maps.
Tasty,
This
tasty.
This is Berserker Esports for Yumi.
Why don't you have the tongue twister like I have?
Yeah.
And then I get Genesis Gaming's Botvinnik. Like, I mean, there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. This is the top left-hand side of Berlingrad, a new map. And like I said, it's Genesis Gaming's Botvinnik, but you're not stumbling over for Yumi as I was earlier.
Just make it easier for myself.
Yeah,
don't
I
say
mean-
it's still like the Protoss probes or something. That's just hard, you know?
I mean,
I'm keeping it simple. It's
Yeah.
not my first language. I'm just chilling.
You're
I've
not
been
just a
chilling
pretty
out
face. Yeah, you are. Just sharp as anything. I mean,
here. Good stuff. Good stuff.
yeah, I mean, I'm really looking forward to this. Is the final map of the CSO Cup 33. And we got two really good players there. We got Yumi up against Botvinnik 2-2. Last map of the last game,
Yeah,
and it's gonna be something really good, man. I'm super keen. Yeah, this probe's gonna. Oh, I thought the probe was gonna win that battle. Ooh.
Nope.
Apparently
He's ready
not.
as well.
Not when you take.
Read it.
Not when you turn away and you get another hit on you. I suppose it's gonna be Marine first. So
I like that he tries. Still.
yeah, of course. He's just gonna be like, well, I'm just gonna irritate you anyway. So let's hear what this game 5 has in store with us, dude. Like, I'm super keen.
Yeah, looking like the most standard game as of yet. Adapter. So probably gonna call it early, and we're gonna see Stargate here. We might see a 3cc build because this second gas is awfully late. Oh, there it is.
I mean, it's 2 minutes 30 for a second gas, so.
Never mind then. No, you usually get it after factory. Don't teach me on my Terran timings.
Come on, come.
Ooh, hello there. This is why it's late. Because you can get these juicy Hellions out. And this is what you want. Proxy Hellion drop.
To react at factory.
And it is Stargate, and as I mentioned earlier, this is like just from a build order one-on-one. Ooh, I'm not sure about the void. Oh, that's the Void Ray Adept all-in again from Yumi. This could actually be really good to deal with Proxy Hellion drop as well.
Yeah, I mean, do you think it's good if you leave a Void Ray back home? But I mean,
What do you mean? I mean, he won't go across the map
for,
with this Void Ray.
for Yumi literally has no idea that this is happening. He's throwing down a pylon on the other side of the map, and like I don't.
Yeah, just for the all-in, but he will have enough units to deal with this. And if you go proxy Hellion drop and don't do anything with it, like you need 7.
Like, you need something. Oh, there's an adept spotting, but I mean, that adept's not going to do much against the 4 Hellions. These 4 Hellions are just going to come in here and they're just going to start roasting some probes. 5 probes go down so far. 6. 9.
This is... Yep, this is good damage. This is kind of what you want. That's what I said. You need something with this, and good job of being annoying with these Hellions still.
Yeah, but
The thing is...
yeah.
Go ahead. I mean, this will take quite a punch out of for Yumi's all-in. It's still all-in though, and proxy Hellion drop is
It's
problem
for
because you're quite light on units.
okay. Okay.
Oh, he cancelled the proxy gate?
Yeah, that's what I'm like. Is for Yumi that all in, or is he just sort of like, okay, we want to macro out of this because he cancelled that proxy. Yes, he's got a pylon to reinforce on the front line, but what does he really have in terms of units? He's got 2 void rays and 4 adepts. Like, he really doesn't have that much to like put a bit of pressure on Botvinnik, and I kind of think we just, yeah, okay, it's a DT, it's a dog shot. Okay, I don't know
There's
why
your
you
answer.
shouting. I don't know why
There's
you
your
shouting at me.
Don't. Proxy gateway on the other side. Maybe it got scouted and then that's why he cancelled
Yeah,
it
or
actually.
maybe that's why he cancelled it. So it's still nice to have
So
the
he's-
reinforcing pylon.
Yeah, 100%. And it's even better to have a gateway on this, right? For the
Yeah, fine,
GC
100%.
fast warpins.
100%.
Yeah, he 100% scouted it.
100% he scouted it, but you got 3 Voyagers that are gonna pick up the Cyclone.
Oh,
Bang.
yep.
The Cyclone's gonna carry on running himself into a corner, and 3 Voyagers are gonna pick that up. 4 Adepts on them in the meantime are just gonna put a bit of pressure on them. No shade at all. I think they're waiting for Glaives.
No, you just don't want to shade into 2 bunkers and 2 tanks. I think he just saw a couple bunkers. Ooh, this is not what you want to shade in. Like the... Ooh. And there's a player that has been hurt by DTs before.
Oh, 100%. There's a fucking missile turret there, waiting, just not looking to lose. I mean, it is game 5 of the series. The last thing you want to lose is get cheesed out by a couple of DTs. So, even though these are adepts with glaives or sitting outside it, they could forward race. I've got a prismatic alignment down this barracks, and I mean, there's really not much a Botvinnik can do with this in the meantime.
Gates
Adepts-
are open to the main base, and there's no tanks here to secure.
Stim, denied.
Ooh, the DT gets in.
Oh, cheeky little DTs are just gonna start doing some damage there against the Marine army. I don't think
There's so many
Botvinnik's-
probes falling, so many SCVs falling.
Yeah, Botvinnik's not entirely sure that there are DTs in this army. I mean, the adepts are keeping Botvinnik quite busy at the moment.
Tank on the low ground dice as well. Voider's gonna dive in on the top side once more.
Nice. I mean, these Voyagers are actually I really like this from for Yumi. He's sort of trying to create as much chaos as possible, whether it's Void Rays or DTs or Adepts or whatever it is. He's really just trying to make Botvinnik focus in too
Gets
many
them.
positions at once.
Stim is dead, so are combat shields.
Yeah.
This is so hard to win
Gonna
as a
go after
turn.
gonna go after the bunker. Bunker doesn't really do much, but I really like the shade. So Botvinnik actually has to respect the fact that the shade could complete and the fact that the shade could not complete at the same time. Like the shade picks off the bunker, it picks off the reactor on the starport, and now there are so many adepts. Close the walls. You can't close the wall because
I mean,
there's
there's
nothing
no
there to
wall.
close it. Yeah, 100%. You know what I mean? Like. For Yumi's done such a good job at throwing this game into some form of chaos that you know, I'm actually really happy that this is the PVT that is our finals. Cancels the shit.
Yeah,
Bang.
it's been a wild ride.
It's
you have
been
to say
such
this.
a wild ride. I mean, for Yumi, 10 supply ahead at the moment. He's up to 3 bases, but these glaive adepts and a couple
fair, the-
void
the
rays
Mar-
are just throwing this game on its head, dude.
To be fair, the marine count is growing,
It's
and marines scale a lot
Wow.
better than adepts in high
100%.
numbers.
100%.
The only problem,
Stemnos Marines killed them adepts. He's got to respect the
No, no.
adepts. He has to respect. There we go.
Gets through.
Yeah, adept shade up onto the tank, and these Marines actually have to. There's actually no
This
stim.
is-
Stim
Yeah, I
got
mean, yeah,
denied.
he-
Stim
yeah.
got denied, and Botvinnik actually hasn't fired that up again. He has to split the Marines to deal with everything. There we go. Marines have to deal with the
still
void
gets
rays.
feisty.
Yeah. So crazy. Stim's halfway done now. First Colossus is on the way. And an Immortal and a Colossus at home. It's... For Yumi's done such a good job of turning this game on its head that...
Yeah.
I'm really
it
happy this is
becomes-
our game 5, dude.
Yes, hey. Like the problem is the marine count is so huge.
high. Yeah, yeah.
The problem is though, Colossi shred marines. So
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know. It's really hard. I think if Botvinnik has been able to pull out enough bio, there should be. Oh my God!
Oh,
Still
he's gonna
not
cancel.
again!
Oh, he's gonna denost him. Oh, that's such an important thing there by for Yumi. And
It's
he
also
keeps
so
on avoiding the
tilting.
laugh.
It's also so tilting.
Oh,
God damn it! The third time this game it still gets denied.
oh man, that must be so painful. If these Marines, I mean,
This is a GG scan.
Yeah,
This is
yeah.
okay. Does he have a third base? And you see it, you're like,
yeah, I mean,
fuck.
well, I mean, Botvinnik's up to like 41 Marines. Like, no jokes. That Marine count is no joke. The only difference is
Can I
that
introduce
Marine
you to
count
my-
does
can you-
not have
can I
stim.
Can I introduce you to my friend?
Yeah, well, I mean, like
Double shield. The Colossi double shield battery.
Colossi battery
is-
overcharge. Can you handle it? The problem is, for Yumi has done such a good job of denying stim, not only once but twice
Yeah.
in this last
One
game.
stun. Like, the upgrades are really good for Botvinnik. The problem is still still no stim, and there's no answer to Colossi. Like, you either want a big Marauder count who don't get like just bursted away by the Colossi, or you want Vikings, which are hard to afford. And of course, he knows there's no Colossi tech out. Tries to get a couple Vikings. Just so hard, man. I really like how weird this game. It's so hard to call who is in a better position because
Yeah.
it's
That's so good. I
madness.
mean, Botvinnik's got such a good army value, but the fact that Stim has been denied not only once but twice now, it's for Yumi's doing a really good job. There we go. I mean, that missile turret wasn't done and it actually forces a scan. You're on a depth here, but it actually forces a scan. That's a scan, that's not a mule. And so for Yumi's put himself in a good position. He's up 10 workers, plus he's up a mining base. That third base is just finished up as an orbital.
He's up a base, he's not up a mining base.
Yeah, that's
You have to throw in some German addiction to detail.
luck.
Thing is, for Yumi's moving out now. And this is still, I think this feels like still it's everyone's game.
Yeah, like this
double
game is.
starport, by the way, double starport Viking production.
Yeah, reacted starport Viking, so that's really good against the 4 Colossi here. And even though Colossi are a good answer for the ground army, there's not
Feels
really
so
too much here on the
good
south.
and brutal.
Yeah, I mean, it's nice for the Stalkers to be forward to deal with the Vikings and the Colossi. Is there thermal lance? There is thermal lancer, so it's really nice for the Colossi to deal with the... And there we go, I mean... I really feel bad here for Botvinnik because he got himself in such a good position here, but... yeah, I think for Yumi just has a little bit too much. Yeah.
There it is.
Oh.
And with that, for Yumi takes the best of 5 in an absolutely mental series.
Oh, I feel so bad, dude. Like, even though I knew that was coming, I just felt so bad, dude. Because Botvinnik did such a good job, dude. Oh. Feels bad, man. What a good series.
It does feel bad.
Like, feels bad, but such a good series. Like, I don't think I could have asked for a better best of 5, because that last game was absolutely chaotic, dude. It was so good.
It's absolute craziness.
Like, it was so good.
We've been blessed.
Yeah,
the most
like no
one-sided,
jokes.
the most one-sided series maybe like the bio hours Botvinnik, and that still was exciting.
Yo, I was gonna say, like I don't think we've had a one-sided series between you and I. Like, wow. Yeah, I think for Yumi's right there in that comment in the in-game chat. Like, I really think for Yumi's right there, because that game was crazy.
It absolutely
What a
was.
great evening we've had. Yeah, it's over, dude. This has been so fun. Man.
Alright.
Oh,
What is there more to say? I think we have a contender actually tomorrow.
I think we do have a contender tomorrow.
If you're in chat and you're under 4.4k MMR, you're welcome to participate. So bronze to diamond tournament. With a little bit of prize pool as well. And apart from that, it was a pleasure to have you here. We still have 10 Maturino codes remaining, so make sure
Wow.
to check that out under exclamation mark prize pool. And I would say we throw you into a last quick ad break. And then we hope to see you next week for the 34th edition of the CSO Cup. And after that, we rate you something. Probably take 2v, to be honest.
I mean, until then, thanks for joining us. Thanks for tuning in to our commentary. Tava, as always. Thank you very much, dude. Epic games.
Hell yeah.
Epic games, dude. That was such a crazy best of 5, and it's actually been a really good CSO Open Cup 33. So, look forward to having everyone with us next time in, like you say, Cup 44. But tune in tomorrow. There will be another CSO weekly tournament tomorrow. So, tune in, and we look forward to having you.
Oh yeah.
One more time, thanks again from us on CSO and from production and everyone. Please use those codes, give us a follow. Yeah, we look forward to having you next time. Tava, as always, been a pleasure, dude. Absolute
Amazing.
legend. Make me look
Yeah.
bad.
That's not true. That's not true at all.
No, for sure, dude. It's been a real pleasure. Look forward to the next time I get to spend this time with you, dude. Once again, thank you. And until next time.
Thank you. See you all soon. Bye bye.